With the humanitarian aid not going in, so I got to look up the exact article, but when it talks about humanitarian aid, it specifically says that in the commentary that you actually are allowed to temporarily stop aid, right? It's not a permanent thing. You're allowed to do that. And on top of that, it specifically says that you need to make sure there's adequate aid, not daily aid, not weekly aid. There needs to be adequate. And as I told you, look at the World Food Program. They said 94,000 tons of food. Now, to be fair, they've done other interviews where they say it's 100,000 or 110,000, but I can pull up the one or send it to you later where it says 94,000 tons of food equals... Yep, 94,000 tons of food specifically equals for 1 million people 4 months. So again, for Gaza, since there's about a little over 2 million people, that's 2 months of food. They had 380,000 tons of food, according to the United Nations, even mixed with COGAT data, etc. They had 380,000 tons of food go in during the ceasefire, those 2-month-long ceasefire that was prior to the about 2-month-long blockade of food. And so 380,000, again, divided by 94,000 is 4 times 2 months is 8 months. So they had about, give or take, 8 months of food. And that is actually an overrepresentation of how many calories per day. I think from what I remember, the UN says that's like counting something like 2,800 calories per day. That's not even like a 2,000 calorie per day. 8 months of food. The blockade was only for 2 months, which is allowed per the article. They had adequate food, and that is based off of the World Food Program's data and the United Nations data / COGAT.
So you would say, and again, I'm not even doing this to argue because we're going to have our positions, we're not going to agree. I just want to understand. So you're saying the fact that they brought food in negates the intent to kill them?
The fact that they have adequate negates them violating the Geneva Conventions for.
Fair, okay. And again, I still think 2 months is ridiculous. And again, the problem with this food stuff is you're going to get different stories. New York Times will report something. Haaretz will report something.
Savage report very
wildly
soon, so
different on this topic, especially with the starvation. Because
letting y'all listen to this debate.
For example, like it was enough of a media spectacle for both France and
basically this is a debate with Myron Gaines. He's doing a debate with some guy.
Right? So,
I don't know really what they're debating for real.
What I'm looking at it from the totality of the circumstances. I understand your argument. I see your argument. You're saying, look, they had enough
I just
for food.
At least
just because it didn't get in does
go
not
on
mean that
here
Israel did not
and
provide
kind
it. I
of
see
see
your
what I'm
argument.
saying.
My argument is when you
Let y'all listen to, certain people debate. I'm a good debater. I like to debate. I want to see him debate his points real quick, and then we're going to start the show. It's the Savage Report for sure. Give me about 5-10 minutes. Not even. Like 3 minutes for real. And then we're going to get it busted.
I know that you're isolating,
just making sure everything's set up cool.
And I can see your argument. It's a good argument, right? Hey, they had sufficient food. I would say, okay, let's say we get rid of the food. Fine. I would argue the lack of, them destroying all these hospitals, the utensils not being there, not being clean. We've seen several doctors. One guy went on Tucker talking about the horrors that they witnessed. So I'm saying, I think intent was sufficient. You might not. We can agree to disagree on that.
The problem is, sure, but the problem is that overall, when you're talking about, hey, these are all symptoms, if you add it all together, not individually, but those are also symptoms of war that is specifically in densely populated warfare fighting, as you admitted earlier, a guerrilla warfare unit. So these exact same things you're saying would also be evident in specifically the unique condition of Gaza. When we talk about the amount of aid that's going in to isolate that one, Israel put in more aid in like those 2 years by themselves than Saudi Arabia has done to Yemen in like 10 plus years. In fact, I can't, other than maybe, and I'd have to look at the exact numbers. Agreed.
They're bitches.
That being said, I'd have to look at the exact numbers, but other than maybe when the Allies did that huge amount of food airdrops during World War II, and even then I think it's more equal. Other than maybe that one, I can't think of any other conflict where the rate of food or aid going into an area has been even equal, let alone higher, than what Israel has brought into Gaza. And so when you're saying like if this equals genocide, I get you're saying there's a totality of other things, but when you're adding that onto it amongst other things, then either you're saying there was a lot more genocides that have not been classified as genocides, in which case you're watering down the term, and then I say fine, call it a genocide, and now I don't care, because the reason I care about genocide now is because it's a very serious accusation. It's a very serious thing to do. But if you water it down to apply to a broader sense of things, well, now I don't care anymore.
Well, again, that's why I said it. So I think it's so important that we just both put our positions out there. We just put it out there, fully out there, and then people can make their decisions. Fair. And look, I'll give you credit. Like that's a good, very compelling argument from the food perspective. But my thing is, like, I'm looking at it from the totality that there's no way that you can't argue that there was malicious intent there to get them killed, knowing that you're withholding certain supplies that are critical for sustenance, healthcare, all these other things. But that's fine. Discriminate. Do you want to take it first, and I can go into that?
Yeah,
my argument is, my position is that there was discriminate and indiscriminate bombing. I think for you were saying the indiscriminate bombing didn't exist.
I'm saying indiscriminate bombing. When you say indiscriminate bombing, you're not talking about of like concrete and structure. You're talking about of the people, correct?
Both.
Okay, well, I don't care unless the argument's like concrete to side. I don't particularly.
You kept talking past each other, by the way, because I noticed you kept bringing up like how much the infrastructure destroyed, how many people died. I think that's where me and you kind of see eye to eye, because I look at both, the structures and the people. But
yeah, so for me, I don't give two shits about their structure. I think anything that can be used as an offensive capability should be destroyed. I just saw Gaza actually a couple weeks or 3 weeks ago. I saw inside of it, there's still a lot of stuff standing that I thought that could be used as an offensive capability. Now, if we're trying to combine that, which is what you were doing earlier, with genocide, because of the totality of things, one of the things outside of the food is specifically the indiscriminate bombing is what you said. And so we're obviously talking about human lives, not concrete decide. Fuck their concrete. I don't give a shit. In fact, there's reports out there that specifically talk about how Hamas used a lot of rebar and things that are supposed to go into buildings to actually make them stronger. They actually used it in tunnels. And so there was reports that were collapsing that Israel didn't even strike, but they were close enough. And because they were not...
Nah, y'all should hear me. Sorry, man. Hold on.
Strength inside of those buildings, because of what Hamas did, some of these buildings are collapsing. Fuck their concrete. I don't give a shit about that. But when we're talking about human lives, specifically those that are of innocent civilian lives, when you see about, I saw in October 2025, I don't remember the exact date, there was a report that came out that said 81% of the buildings, infrastructure, etc., was either damaged or destroyed. Now, damage can be pretty loose, but still, when you see such a high number of buildings that are hit, and you see that the death toll, assuming Hamas's numbers are even correct, which I don't believe, because they lie every single war about the amount of civilians per Hamas had died.
Yeah, you can hear now, right? It should be smooth.
Roughly.
I don't know. It's some weird shit with the max. I don't know.
Well, so what I can do is go through history, and Hamas, like for example in Kaslet,
I need some lip balm. My lips are a little
correct, but what they lied about was how many Hamas were killed versus civilians.
We back down like SmackDown, big dog.
Look at Kaslet. I'm pretty sure it's Kaslet.
Let me get some chapstick. We're gonna start the Savage Report soon. Let's get it.
2 years after the war ended, Israel came out and said they killed
put them likes in there, man. I need the likes in the algorithm up so we can get started. This nice show, man. It's gonna be lit.
Haaretz article, Hamas came out and admitted that they lost 600 to 700 Hamas fighters during that war. They waited for the world to move on, waited almost 2 years, and then they said, hey, Israel actually was right, we were lying. But they didn't get the total death wrong. They got the ratio incorrect, or they lied. And so I don't know how many have been killed. What I do know is that, again, as I said earlier,
would it be fair to
Walidi...
say you think it's less than 70?
Less than 70,000?
Yeah. You think they overrepresented that number?
Well, I know that they've used natural deaths in their death toll. I know they've used people that Hamas themselves have killed because they kill Palestinians that don't agree with them or go against them. We know this to be a fact. I've seen those names, like the report of Hamas killing them, and they've been on the death toll list. So, but then you're right. There's also people that are still under the rubble. According to the Gaza Ministry of Health, there's only up to 10,000. Everyone has this idea that once they move the rubble, there's going to be 200,000 bodies. No, the fuck it's not. Even Hamas themselves, the Gaza Ministry of Health says there's about 8 to 10,000 missing. Even if we assume that's 100% death rate and they're just not missing because they're just not tracking where they're at, even if it was 100%, that's an extra 10,000 on the death toll. But no, I have no idea. We can use 70,000, but I want to know not, is that 70,000 civilians? What is the separation between civilian and terrorists? Because if it's a 2-to-1 ratio... Dude, the world average when airstrikes actually kill somebody is 5 to 7 civilians per 1 death. In the region in Aleppo 2016, it was closer to 28 civilians per 1 terrorist death. So I don't care so much about the number. Obviously, I'm against war. I think war is better to not be in it. But I'm not a pacifist. I'm not a pussy. If you start war, I don't do this whole like, well, it needs to be proportionate. No, the war needs to happen until you accomplish the goals of war.
Okay. So here's my... I'll give my take on this, and I think we talked past each other as well with this talk.
Just curious, why are you
my argument
in
is
subscribe mode
that there was
only?
both discriminate and indiscriminate bombing.
I'm in subscribe mode because of the NPCs that be commenting in the comment section. So you gotta only restrict it to people that are willing to subscribe to your channel, instead of people that's gonna play in your chat. Most people most people will just comment bullshit in the chat instead of like commenting like shit of substance. So then I put it on subscribe only mode. So then it'll pull it down. So not a lot of like goofiness in the chat as much as it used to be. That makes sense. And then it get my subscriber count up on top of that. So it's a double whammy. You get all the foolishness out the chat, and you get your subscribe count up. Eventually, once I get the numbers up, only people that are like day ones or top 3 of the leaderboard, only top 3 of the leaderboard, or top 5, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna do it where just like top 5 of the leaderboard and super chats. That's when I get on for real. Like if I got like 500 people live, I can't read all the comments. All the comments, as long as you subscribe, should show, but the only ones that's gonna show for real is like top 5 leaderboard or top 3 leaderboard, and then super chats. Eventually, not yet. I'm not at that stage yet.
Reports put out that somewhere between 70 to 90% of the people that were killed in Gaza were civilians, right? They say somewhere between only 10 to 20 were.
That was debunked. That was debunked. I can explain.
It depends on who.
Oh no,
I
can explain. Right? It comes from Abraham. I can't remember his last name is, and he himself admitted on X that he was pretty much being disingenuous. But a couple things.
There was also an IDF internal document that came out that talked about this.
No, there wasn't. So that was what Abraham said. He said that he personally saw one, and when even his own side was asking, can he see it? He never ended up producing it. The IDF came out and said, we don't even have this document, because it was even also in talking about, there were separate documents talking.
All right, fuck all that shit. I don't care what he talking about. They be talking about this like, look, I just be worried about America. Fuck all the other shit, right? Am I right or am I right? And I know the Israel conflict, what they doing is America too, but look, there's a fire in the house. We need to put the fire out in the house first. That's how I'm thinking about the thing, right? That's how I always think about it. Okay. Anyways, your boy Savage. How's audio looking? Audio looking good? Feeling good? Let me see. Make sure that make sure everybody looking good, smelling good, looking good. All right. All right. Okay. Yeah, so this is the Savage Report. It's your boy Angelo Savage, man, and this is what we got to do. We finna get active. It's the night news. I'm gonna call this. It's the SNN, nigga. Savage Night News, man. That's how we coming. Yep. Savage Night News. It's the SNN. Not the CNN, the SNN. Savage Night News. For now. I actually like it. Is the thing I like about the night news? It has its own genre of people in it. Like you got the late bloomers, the one that's up late night and they want to listen to something. It ain't too many people to listen to. So you might as well just listen to me. Yeah. And while you at it, you might as well subscribe to me too. I know ain't nobody busting online right now at this time. Myron Gaines is on. That's cool. But you know what? At one point, I looked online. It was DJ Academics, Myron Gaines, Anton Daniels. Just all the content creators was all at night. And I said, damn, I actually like that. Because I could turn it into like night news. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like not too many people really on, so you ain't really fighting for subscribers and shit. But eventually I will move to the daytime, the morning and everything. But as of now, we're going to keep it at night at the moment until everything goes decent. And then we're going to turn this news into the morning news so then y'all can get y'all news in the morning. Because some of the shit I probably mentioned probably has either just happened today or it happened like a day ago. Because now I'm streaming like 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the morning. So it's kind of like late news in a way, but you get the savage reaction to it. So it's really fresh news. You get what I'm saying? When I'm right, when I'm wrong, when I'm wrong, when I'm right. Now subscribe right now. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Let's start this off, man. Let's get it. Yeah, and y'all know the structure, how I go. We're going to react. I'm going to do my reaction. We're going to read comments between reactions, but make sure you got to comment before I end my reaction. Once my reaction ends, then Once the reaction ends, then I read off the comments. You just got to subscribe. I'm going to read your comments off based on that video. So we only talking about the video that we are speaking of at the time. And then we're going to move to the next video. And then I'm going to do the reaction to that video and then read all the comments out and answer the questions of any questions y'all might have. All right. Y'all to get what it is. It's your boy Angelo Savage. This is the Daily Night News. This is SNN, the Savage Night News. You hear me? This is the Savage Report. Let's get it busting. You hear me? And y'all let me know if the volume ain't decent, and let me know if it's lagging a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, y'all know how I get. I'm a hustler first. Let's get it. Savage Report, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit them likes. I need them likes up. Let's get it.
New at 4, 8 people convicted in last year's shooting at an ICE detention center in Alvarado learned their fates today. A federal judge in Fort Worth handed down lengthy sentences. The decision fueled protest among those claiming a violation of free speech. Andrea Lucia was inside the courtroom for the hearings. Andrea.
Yeah, the shortest sentence that we saw today was 30 years, and that went to a man who was convicted of concealing evidence in this case. Most defendants got 50 years. Then, of course, you had Benjamin Song, the apparent ringleader of the group, who was sentenced to 100 years in federal prison.
What's the call? Free the law! What's the call? Free the law!
The sentencing hearings were at times emotional. Family members, friends, even a high school history teacher testified to the character of those convicted, and at least 2 of the defendants were visibly crying. Several addressed the court directly, including Benjamin Song. He was convicted for the attempted murder of an Alvarado police lieutenant who he shot in the neck during last year's 4th of July protest over conditions at the Prairie Land Immigration Detention Center. Today, he said he acted in fear only after that officer raised his gun at a fleeing unarmed protester. Song's mother repeated his statement at a press conference outside.
I know I am the person being judged, but I also know that a case like this can become a warning to everyone else. If you speak, if you protest, if you try to protect someone, if you are associated with the wrong idea, you can be turned into a symbol instead of treated like a human being.
A federal jury, though, found Song and 7 others present at the protest provided material support to terrorists, in this case, Antifa. The defendants have maintained they are not members of any group by that name.
Let's go back. Those defendants. Everybody look at their face. Now, I want to say this. They say it's unfair, it's unjust. Look, but in my opinion, this might be as fair as it can get, bro. First off, you shot at a federal agent that was doing their job. Now, you protesting has nothing to do with them doing their job, right? You could do that. But you say you fear for your life, but you're not supposed to be there. You get what I'm saying? That's like somebody getting a car accident. Even though it might not be their fault, they wasn't supposed to be behind the wheel. They ain't got no license. So really, it's the fault of the driver that didn't have no license. Technically, you weren't supposed to be there. So if you get to shooting at a federal agent, now you really getting time. You see, they giving 33 years out, 100-year sentences, boy. See, now they want to act. It's too late for that. Y'all should have been on that. Because, look, now people didn't calm down. Y'all should have been giving sentences out real fast. Y'all waited this long? I would have been giving these numbers out quick. Just to let them know you can't be doing that type of shit. And now they're going from, oh, they were just protecting another individual. There's no protection. If some person is, if the federal agent's telling you not to do something, you do it, and then they apprehend you, detain you, and another dude feels like your life is in danger and he shoots at you as a federal agent trying to enforce the law. That's not how this goes. It's not how it goes. That's not how this works. So that being said, it's only right that y'all, I'm not gonna say the time that y'all was given is too much. Shit, it is a lot, but how else do we discipline back behavior? You know what I'm saying? Because if these people don't get in trouble at all, we're incentivizing them to do this. And look, it's a lot of, hate to say it, it's a lot of white people in here. Well, you got Sotos, they probably related, Hispanic, Sanchez, Duda, Ruda, and then you got an Asian, Song, Benjamin Song, you know, like Brenda Song's, you know, Asian man. You got 3 Hispanics and Asian man, 4 Hispanics, Asian man, and 4 whites. You don't see the blacks out there, do you? That's not our fight. No. Look, every time I seen a black individual at the protest, I'm like, what the fuck? What are you doing here? That's why you never seen them there. Unless they're an old person that's been convinced to protest Trump or something, and that's why they protesting ICE. But our people was never getting arrested for none of this shit. This is the first time we didn't have the heat on us. Everybody was on ICE. You know what I'm saying? ICE was on everybody else but the blacks. I felt free for a minute. But I'll tell you this. You still can't attack federal agents doing their job. They're there for a reason. So if you get in the way of their reason, you're impeding justice in this way, regardless if you're using their First Amendment right. They're the ones that are enforcing so you can get your First Amendment right. Plus, they got to do their job anyway. So I'm sorry, y'all didn't tag ICE facilities. You shot at agents, G. You getting time. Now what? Now you got to think about it. Was it worth it? Because that's the cause and effect of this, right? You got to think. Is it worth it? Like, if it is, it is to you. You know what I'm saying? But is it worth it for you to fight for justice? It's 33 years of your life. I think the minimum was maybe 13 years, 33. But somebody got a 100-year sentence. Is it worth it? And that's what I want you to ask yourself when you're going out here protesting for someone else's behalf, when you were told that this is wrong, when in actuality it technically wasn't. This is law enforcement, law enforcing. So I want you to ask yourself this question. When you're sitting in the jail cell fighting for your dignity now, because you were fighting for your freedom and the judge took that. Now you got to fight for your dignity. And Big Terry might take that from you. You get what I'm saying? Just saying. Now you have to think, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Was me going out there fighting ICE agents for, these are white people, let's just say the non-Hispanics, the white people, maybe the Asian guy had something. Maybe he had an immigrant parent and he feel like he needs to go out there to protest for his great grandma or his granny. You know what I'm saying? He's probably American. Most likely they're all Americans, actually, to be honest, because none of them have a detainer on them. They're all Americans. They just are protesting because they don't like ICE. See, that's what I don't understand too. They're protesting for their parents. But their parents are free. And their parents probably don't want no heat on them, even if they are immigrants. They want to chill out and be smooth. These are all legals. Let's just say that. These are all people that none of that affects. Yet they all were attacking ICE to try to stop them from doing their job. And now they're sentenced. Now, look, I don't think it should stop here. I think they should keep going and arresting motherfuckers. Facts. I think they should keep going and putting people behind the cell. I know it wasn't just these. What about in California? They were setting cars on fire. I hope the drone footage got identification because they felt like it was okay to do that. Then they recorded. Look, they thought it was a revolution. G. They think, oh, we gonna be in the history books. We attacking ICE. This is kind of like the 90s. That's what y'all thought? No. These people got in trouble. They didn't even think they was probably gonna get in trouble. Yeah. Came back for you. You know what I'm saying? They got drone footage. They got facial recognition. They got the money. They got the judges. They got the lawyers. G. What? It's like don't fight with somebody that has more equipment to fight you. The same thing I say with drug people, like with drug lords, and if you a drug dealer, why get into a fight of a individual that has more equipment to fight you than you to fight them off or to avoid them? They got drones. They tapping numbers, tapping phones. They can arrest you, hold you. You know what I'm saying? And look at that little kid, Nathan Barman. My boy looked 23, 22. He probably thought he was going out there doing something for justice. He probably thought he was doing something good. Gave his ass time. Look, now you really got to fight for your, you fought for your freedom. Now you got to fight for your pride. So I'm guessing, yes, I'm guessing this is Antifa. Is this what it is? Because is this how y'all coming? Because this is a weak crew. Y'all not even on nothing. Y'all just trying to protest, but y'all not protesting. Y'all just violently doing shit. If this is Antifa, y'all weak as hell. Y'all need some muscle up in here. I'm just saying. Maybe it's just me. But if y'all gonna be some type of clique, some type of gang, y'all gotta willing to put in that work. Only buddy that put in work was Mr. Benjamin Songs. That's the boy that actually put a cap in an Asian. You hear me? In an agent. An Asian put a cap in an agent, and that's why they gave his ass 100 years. Yeah. Self-defense, you can't self-defense somebody that is the government. He's enforcing the rules. He ain't doing shit wrong. Y'all ain't even supposed to be there. Same shit that was happening in Chicago. In Chicago, what was going on? They went and followed the ICE facility and protest the ICE facility, throwing shit at the car like, come on, then when they pull your ass in, then what? The cops already do you dirty out here in Chicago, so what you think the ICE agent's gonna do to you? They're told to go there and do their job. Let them do their job. Like I said, all these people are Americans. So you tell me why they're out there trying to protest ICE for. ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement. Gee, they protecting the country. They ain't taking nobody. They ain't supposed to be here. And if they are, they throw them back. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. This is just a despicable thing. Like I said, I'm all the way. I'm all in the city. Should I be in the burbs of the city? All that shit, bro. I ain't get pulled over. I seen hella motherfuckers getting pulled over. Undercover cars I ain't never seen before. Different license plate, all that. Bro, black people was chilling. We ain't protesting no ICE G. We was out the way because we like, oh, this the first time ever we ain't get bothered. Like, I swear to God, when ICE was out here, boy, I felt so free. I said, wow, they're not coming for us, bro. Actually, they're not coming for a lot of people. But then a lot of people are getting in their way, actually. That's actually the situation, right? It's just a sad turn of events because all these people just, and Shawty looked familiar. Elizabeth Soto, she looked familiar as hell. Like I think she been in trouble before. And this dude looked familiar too. So you never know who you run. I don't forget faces. I might forget your name, but I don't forget a face. So it's like I've seen it before. Despicable.
Group by that name. The two federal judges who split up today's hearings and handed down these sentences defended their decisions, with one of them saying that terrorism and violence are an assault to democracy. We also got statements from several top Trump administration officials praising the sentences. Those include statements from the acting director of ICE, the acting U.S. Attorney General, and FBI Director Kash Patel, who in his statement said, today's sentences show the FBI remains committed to identifying, locating, and dismantling Antifa and its funding networks across the country.
Get them gone.
Attorneys for the defendants, though, say this case has gotten way too politicized, and they have vowed to appeal it.
Yeah, Antifa got to go because they the same ones that was there with George Floyd. They're the ones that was actually the ones breaking into and looting. And then next thing you know, they said it was the blacks. I ain't gonna say the blacks wasn't there doing it, but Antifa was the ones. How you think the bricks got there, G? They walking down the street on the protest, and then randomly a pallet of bricks in multiple locations on the trail. Come on, how you think they got that? You think the blacks were smart enough to do that, bro? Bro, that's beyond our scope. I'm gonna be honest. That's beyond black people's scope to just plant a pallet of bricks when it was the George Floyd protest. It might have been a little looting. I ain't gonna lie about that. That's common sense. That's gonna happen. But we weren't probably the ones initially breaking shit. It's like you follow the trend. Everybody's following each other. You know what I'm saying? It's wicked, bro. Yeah, get Antifa out of here. They useless. They just doing nothing anyway. I don't understand what's their cause. I don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. They're really an organization of terrorism, for real. They have no objective but to be like disruptive to the government. They're like anti-government, bro. That's literally what it is. They're not for ICE. Let me rephrase that. They don't care that ICE is enforcing the rules. They're just anti-government. They don't give a damn about the immigrants. Just like they didn't give a damn about George Floyd or the black people or none of that shit. They don't care about that. They just care about this is the opportunity because we don't have an alternative purpose in life. So we're going to create a purpose. We're going to fight the government. We're Antifa. We're anti-government. We don't care about the blacks. We don't care about misjustice. We don't care about the immigrants getting taken. We just care about disrupting peace when it comes to the government. This is our opportunity to do so. Because we're weak and we can't do it alone. We must wait until something happens and then come out the woodwork and pretend like we're doing it for that group, which does what? You got to think about this. Think deeply. It makes the group look bad. Them coming out with Antifa, you would think the Hispanics were out there doing that. And I'm not saying the Hispanics weren't doing that, but you see the percentage from Hispanic to white. It was the white people doing it. Same with the George Floyd shit. Black people are out there, but then you got the white people come out there and start looting. Really, they're the ones busting the shit open, and everybody like, ooh, shit, the shit is open. We might as well take it. That's how I go. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too deep. But Antifa, they gotta go. They're the same ones that be out there talking about BLM just so they can start a riot and then they start fighting. You see more white people out there yelling BLM than blacks. Ain't that some shit? So you know something up. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Make sure y'all subscribe. Peace. Let's read these comment sections, man. They said they look slow. Yes, all of them. They are slow. Shit. That's really what it is. They don't look slow. They are slow. Antifa bite it. Yeah. Antifa bites it. Antifa, bro, I don't understand why they think that was okay to do what they're doing. My boy said ICE. I'm gonna be honest. He should change it into the National Immigration Enforcement and Customs Enforcement. It should be the NICE agents. That'd be actually a nice touch. I ain't against it. I ain't against it. Let's get to this next story, man. It's your boy Angelo Savage. If y'all want to hear your comment below, make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to like the video, man. It's getting real, man. This Savage Reacts. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you, man. They be like, oh, he black. He's on our side. Look, I'm on the side of justice, big dog. I'm on the side of the truth. Fuck justice. I don't even care. I care about the truth. I'm gonna tell you what everybody thinking. You hear me? We not about to sugarcoat shit. I'm tired of sugarcoating shit for people, bro. That's for the weak. If I got a sugarcoat shit, man, get the hell out the chat right now. This is for the ones that got them ears that's meant to be hurt, like meant to hear stuff. Not the shit that's sugarcoating nothing. Nah, we don't sugarcoat nothing around here. Them boys should have got. I say give them all 100 years. Fuck it, y'all for attacking agents for what reason? For them to do their job. Like, and that's not it. I heard they just they're prosecuting 400 some people for the daycare fraud shit. Over $6 billion. Come on, bro. How did we let that happen, bro? How? you know, look, if I make $100,000, right, and they take like $17,000 or $20,000, right, that's $20,000 only for me as an individual making say $100,000. Bro, you know how much money that all of us have accumulated in order to equal billions of dollars, bro? Crazy. And how many people that has to put into a pot to make billions of dollars in tax money just for it to be finessed from the government to people in hands of people that don't belong here? How you a guest in somebody's house and you stealing from them? That's crazy. That's all I'm saying. That's about the little daycare fraud shit. All right, next subject. I think what's going on here? Let's see.
This morning, an agreement on Capitol Hill addressing one of the most pressing issues of our time, the housing shortage. In a rare act of bipartisanship, the Senate passing the 21st Century Road to Housing Act, the most far-reaching housing reform legislation in decades.
I don't say this a lot, but today I'm proud to be a member of the United States Senate.
The measure will loosen regulations to encourage more home construction, open up funding to convert abandoned buildings into new housing, and ban Wall Street investors from buying single-family homes so those homes can instead be sold to families.
It unlocks housing supply. When you put more housing supply on the market, more people have a chance to become a first-time home buyer.
The median home buyer in America is 40 years old. The down payment is excruciating to many and puts housing out of reach for them. A record 242 cities in the U.S. now have typical starter homes valued at $1 million or more.
5 Republicans voted against the bill, including Senator Rick Scott.
Well, I don't see how it's going to drive down the cost of housing. Most of the regulations that are impacting the cost of housing is not at the federal level. It's at the local level.
Polls show high housing costs are shaping how Americans feel about affordability, and a recent report showed the extent of the problem, finding a nationwide shortage of 10 million homes. The bill now heads to the House, where it's also expected to pass with bipartisan support as soon as today. It's seen as the most significant housing bill approved by Congress since 1990.
On Northeast 148th Street in Northeast Miami-Dade.
And right off the top. Yeah, so basically what they're saying is there's going to be a bipartisan, and there is.
This morning, an agreement on
I did double
Capitol
check
Hill
this, and the House did approve. As of an hour ago, you got the news here, folks. You got the news here first at the SNN. Savage Night News. The House did approve this, so you know the only last stage is for Trump to put it on his desk. That means there ain't gonna be no more big boys buying all the property value. Now, the one Republican dude said, I guess he's a senator, Rick Scott. I don't see how this is going to bring down the prices. This is on a local level. Now, look, Scott. It might not bring down the houses immediately, but what it will do is it's going to stop. Like, I like the whole ban Wall Street investors. That means BlackRock, all of them that's trying to buy up because they already say, like, I got places by my crib where they're buying up land or they're buying up single family homes and they're renting them. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because people are like, okay, well, we can't afford a house. We don't want to live in an apartment. So they're renting out single family homes as like the new apartment. The new apartment is single family homes. And then these big investors are buying them out and selling them out. Or buying people's crib out with cash. Which is doing what? It's keeping stuff off the market. They're using it for investment. They hold it, rent it, sell it later. It's gaining value. So they're becoming renters, and that's not even their industry. So they're taking it because they have the money to do it. So you ban the big people from monopolizing like that. You know, technically speaking, if they already did it, then they just came up. But this is actually a big step forward. You know what I mean? I don't know about opening up funding. I don't know about loosening regulations. But I know that at least banning Wall Street investors from taking all the houses is a big step. And that means big people can't come in and take the opportunities away from the little people. And if you want to take it a step further, I would say we should actually ban non-Americans from buying homes in America. Did I make somebody mad yet? Look, did I make somebody mad yet? I think if you're not American, or at least a citizen, you should not be able to buy homes in America. Damn, Angelo, you savage as hell. Why would you say that? Look, it gets deeper than what I'm saying. A lot of majority, I'm not going to say a majority, but there's a large percentage of homes that are owned by China in the United States. China owns a lot of land in the United States because America is for sale. So why does our enemy own our property? And what do they do with said property? That's for them to dictate. They can start infrastructure all in our land. Imagine China was for sale and we just deliberately went over there and bought China up. and it's owned by a bunch of Americans. That would be a conflict of interest, wouldn't you think? Definitely if we're in war with said country and we're not on really the best terms and they're our enemy. So in order to nip that in the bud, I would say while this is passing, y'all should have slid something in there. Hey, bro, if you're not a citizen at least, bro, you shouldn't be able to buy property in America. And there's a lot of factors to that, right? You have to think about what happens if, say, ICE comes through. And I thought about this. I said, man, what happens to the house when the immigrants and they daddy get picked up and shit, and they get thrown back to their country, and their mama get thrown back to the country? So what happens to that house? The kids get it, because the bank technically it's not in the name of the parents no more. They alive, they not dead. They just got deported. So the banks take a loss. So really, the banks have to write it off when the parents get taken for not being legal. I don't know, man. Maybe that should be a common sense thing where it's like, well, if you are at least American, you got to at least be American to buy American property. At least a citizen. You can't come over here on no visa buying shit, bro. You can't be over here, you snuck over here, no real identification, buying up the property, G. Literally, China owns a lot of land out here, like more than most investors. I think China owns as much land as Bill Gates. And Bill Gates is like the highest owner of land in the country. But why does China have that land? A lot of our farmlands and stuff like that. Like, we should not be selling stuff that to our enemies. We shouldn't sell it to no one that is not at least a citizen, minimum a citizen. I was going to say a born American. That's a whole nother stage. I would say at least a citizen. You got to be at least a citizen to buy land in America. That's it right there. Maybe that incentivizes people to do the right thing. Like, oh man, even if I snuck into the country illegally, I couldn't buy any property from the country because I'm not a legal citizen. You see, you got to put those type of boundaries in the way in order to prevent crime to happen. If you allow people to commit crime because they're incentivized to do it, why wouldn't they do it? If I was incentivized to commit crime, I'll commit crime. If I'm rewarded for committing crime, I will commit crime. Right? Or am I wrong? But like I said, who takes the loss if the immigrant parents get deported randomly because they've been here 15, 20 years and the bank's just trying to be hungry, man, and eat the money up because they think it's lucrative and this family is a dedicated family to feed their family. They just want a house. And that's fine. That's righteous. But who takes the loss when they get deported? The banks. And then the other Americans that are trying to buy houses and can't buy houses because they've been taken up by the immigrants that know the mission. Not saying that's not bad. Like, look, they know the mission. They come over here and get shit done. Immigrants are the hardest working people. I like immigrants. I ain't gonna lie. It's just when it come down to the rule of law, man, shit, sometimes that's just what it is. If you can get over, but I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? When, you can jaywalk, but it's still illegal. So if you get pulled over, if you get arrested, or even to get ticketed, you can't get mad you got ticketed. Shit, you've been breaking the law for a very long time. We just letting it slide. That's how I look at it. Maybe. It's a game. You know what I'm saying? It's like a drug gang. The drug dealers sell the drugs on the street. If they get caught by the police take it and they basically sell it back to them. And it's just the game of don't get caught. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section. I do think this is a good thing overall. But I think we need even more restrictions on buying of houses, because if there's a bigger restriction to buy the houses, then maybe the house prices will go down because it's not being bought up so quickly. It's the bank's fault. I'm gonna be honest. Banks have a big fault in this because they're giving loans to people that are not citizens. They should only give loans to citizens to buy American property. That's one regulation you should do. And then the government should restrict the banks from doing business with people that are not at least citizens of the country. You know what I mean? Current citizens, not visa holders, not escapees. Maybe we're different. I don't know. It's your boy Savage. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace. Let's get over to this comment section. What y'all talking about over here, man? Y'all crazy. Dre's looking clean, my boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just got him done. Actually, I let my girl do it. Shit. My girl learned how to do this. So she saved her brother a lot of money. A lot of money. Hey, If you can't be used, then you're useless. Anyway, next comment. I think that the bankers are the enemy. The enemy is within our system, not the foreign nation. Well, it's both. The foreign nation comes in. They know they have an objective. Now, I'm not saying that, like, say, China, no, China shouldn't be coming over here buying no land, G. Simple as that. No Chinese national should be coming over here because they can't even have dual citizenship. So there's no way that you should be coming to a foreign land that is your enemy land and buying land. Fuck that. No, that just sounds crazy. Like, imagine our worst enemy. That's like us going to that's like letting the North Korean come over here and buying land, bro. Nah, y'all don't like us. Like, why would I let you buy land in our country? You know what I mean? You can get, some type of like help, but we can't let you buy no land here unless you become a citizen. You got to at least know the national anthem. No U.S. But the banks are the enemy, I would say. The banks are definitely the enemy because they don't care. They just care about money. If you incentivize sound logic, it's why we can't hate the illegals. They're a victim of this larger open border game, same game that hurts citizens. Yeah, I'm be honest, at the same time, I like me an immigrant because you know what? They're so much more motivated than Americans. And I hate to say it, bro. Most immigrants I run into are 100% more motivated than Americans. They'll work for less money and they'll work hard. You know why? Because that's how they're raised. They raised in poverty. They're raised in an environment that they have to work. So when they come over here and they see a bunch of non-workers, they're like, what? What you mean they don't like to be out in the sun all day? What you mean they don't like to garden? What you mean they don't like to fix things and get money? Y'all make more money than we do. Shit, we'll do it for less, actually. Which is still more in our country. That shit is just, don't it just motivate you? That's when I look at them like, damn, they're probably thinking like, we're lazy as hell when they come over here. They're like, oh, fuck no, I'm finna conquer. We finna conquer over here, actually. They don't have no work ethic. Like, you ever see somebody be lazy and you working past them like, bro, you could easily do that, and they don't do it. That's how immigrants probably look at, like, Americans when they come over. They're like, what? That's easy. Y'all niggas don't want to climb on the roof and put on some new, I bet. We had that shit done in 3-4 hours. Facts. Just send us the money. Working under the table. Facts. And I ain't gonna knock their grind. If they gonna hustle, they gonna hustle. Somebody gotta do it. But, I will say still, but on a federal level, we should have restrictions on if you're not at least a citizen, you can't buy land. That's lease. But if you want to make money over here, that's another problem. That's another situation. You know what I'm saying? That's like me going to a rich dude's house and he's talking crazy to his OG. He getting everything he wants and he's complaining about his life. And I'm sitting there in poverty like, sir, that's a lovely mom you have there. And that's a lovely house you have there. You don't appreciate it? I will. You know what I'm saying? Start doing shit for your OG. Start, appreciating shit that I see. I'm like, damn, you in this big ass house not appreciating. That's how immigrants probably look at Americans. You know what I'm saying? Let's see where we at. Betrayed founding fathers. Betrayed founding fathers. Founding fathers. Is it a small group using our SSNs and metadatas for billing? It is. I don't know. I know that's just how it works, bro. We need national IDs, black, white, indigenous. Well, that's why we got that real ID to verify at least your social. You know what I mean? So that's a better verification. You got to think about why they even did that, though. They did that because people were getting away with fake IDs, and they're like, nah, nigga, you got to have real ID. You got to go to the thing and show your passport and the social again, just so we can double check that's who you are. And then everybody got that. Now they requiring that to even move domestically or internationally throughout their country. America needs a moratorium on immigrants. Yeah, we need a database for sure. We need someone in the immigrants, like, but then again, you got to think about the ones that don't actually, let's say, have proof that they're here. We need someone on their ass, goddammit. But really, this video, for me, what I was speaking of, I was really speaking of like the Chinese people that come over, people that aren't real, like the Mexicans, they're just the Mexicans. I don't really trip about them. But like the other people, like our real enemy, like Mexico is not really our enemy. But like China, you have the Chinese come over this motherfucker, bro. Yeah. We got the Russians coming over it, bro. You know what I mean? I ain't talking about the Ukrainians. I'm talking about them Russians now. And they're buying up land. The Americans are already lazy, so it makes it even easier for them to do it. Because once they understand the system, they're like, oh, yeah, this is great. National ID sounds dysmorphian. Why don't normal IDs work? I smell surveillance that state. Oh, well, we already have a national ID, bro. We have a real ID, which they're forcing. You don't have to get it, but if you want to travel, even domestically, you have to get one. They use our SSNs for billing. Look, nobody's safe. I agree with the foreigners not being able to buy land 100%. Facts. What up, Verge? How you say that? Verge Miracle? What up, what up? Make sure you subscribe. I appreciate the love. They are buying land without stolen grants. Without stolen grants. Yeah. Either way, the immigrants are doing what they need to get it, but then you have the rich people from China. That's what I'm saying. Like our enemies that have money are coming over buying our land up because it's for sale. Whole time we should not be selling our private land to the enemy. That just sounds nuts. America's being entitled and lazy is sad, but true statement. Facts. All right, let's move on to the next story. This might be a little belated. I know when was Father's Day? Father's Day was on Sunday. In Illinois, over here in Chicago, it was just raining. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see what happens, man. Let's just play the next vid. Let's see what's going on, man. So it looks like a father got killed on Father's Day, G. Yeah. All right, let's go. It's your boy Savage. Make sure y'all subscribe. Appreciate the love.
And right off the top at 5:30, a fatal Father's Day weekend leaves a family in mourning. Police say an 18-year-old man stabbed his stepfather to death.
Wow.
And I'm Naja Sherman. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister is your reporter live from Northeast Miami-Dade, where it happened.
Decent.
Anna.
Naja, Jim, neighbors tell me the family was gathered outside of this home behind me in tears, sobbing over the loss of the victim. And investigators say that the stepson attacked his stepfather while he was asleep. No answer at the duplex where a man was stabbed to death over Father's Day weekend.
It's a quiet neighborhood. Surprised that this even happened.
Investigators say it happened inside of this home on Northeast 148th Street in Northeast Miami-Dade Saturday morning when 18-year-old Juan Gonzalez allegedly stabbed his stepfather.
Wow.
You are charged with first-degree murder.
According to the arrest report, the victim fell asleep while sitting on the dining room table. It goes on to say shortly thereafter, the defendant produced multiple sharp objects, struck the victim multiple times, and fatally wounded him. When police arrived, they say the victim was dead inside the home.
Police, they made everybody come out the house. They blocked the road off and brought the body out. Yeah, it was crazy. Everybody was crying.
Investigators say Gonzalez was caught on surveillance adjusting the position of the cameras inside of the home before the murder, and say Gonzalez told his mom he left his stepfather unconscious. The arrest report states when a search warrant was executed, investigators found a blood-stained knife, a blood-stained sword, and a blood-stained axe.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Gonzalez, you have the most serious of charges against you. Make sure you only talk to your public defender's office or somebody from their office. Everything that you say to anybody, including telephone calls, is being recorded and will be held against you.
Look, get that nigga the book. It's in Florida too. Ooh-wee. That was in Miami-Dade. Needle time, sir. That's needle worthy. I'm just saying. Definitely life for sure. But you know, just like they got the other dudes, like the Julio Fulio crew, this man just not only did he premeditatedly move the cameras, he got the axe ready, the sword, and the knife. Yeah, needle time. See, Florida, yeah, hey, I want them to give the same treatment they give to the black kids. Hey, it's either you got to fight for your life because you either have to get the needle or you getting life. You getting life regardless, but it's a debate if you getting the needle or not. Come on, man. You just first degree, premeditated, Come on, bro. Like, you just wasted your whole life for what? Because they'll kill you in Florida for real. Like, they'll do you in for sure. And that's the killer part about the kids. Like, I've realized, like, kids are stupid. They're dangerous because they're just lack of understanding. They're kind of ignorant. That's what makes kids dangerous. They just don't understand. And that's why I don't be around people that don't understand reality. Bro, you young as hell. You got your whole life ahead of you. There ain't nothing he could have said to you. Maybe, like, what could he have said to you to make you that mad to sneak attack him while he's sleeping? Now, bro, you sitting there with a, like, come on. Now you finna get sneak attack with the needle, bro. Facts. Like, this is, I'm gonna be honest, this is Florida. This is a death penalty state. They will not hesitate giving you that needle. They, like, you already, bro, anything you may say, it don't even matter what he say. He must have been ready to die. That's how I look at it. You must have been ready to go because you did it in a state that I know a bunch of goofy shit go on in Florida, but at the end of the day, you're a child, bro. You got your whole life ahead of you. Now, you just traded your life for his life. That's literally what's the trade-off when these kids are doing dumb stuff like that. You trade his life for your life. How do you want to do it? But your life is going to be taken way more heinous than his life because he just died unknowingly while he was sleeping. They might possibly, most likely, give you the needle or just put you to work and just be in prison forever. That's exactly what happened. That's just it. And now you 18 years old, bro. You got at least another 80 on you. I ain't gonna lie. Shit, the way we got tech now, bro, you gonna be living to 100. So now you got to worry about, and that's what I think about sometimes when I be in Chicago. I'm like, these kids must have don't know. Like, once you kill somebody and you get caught, bro, like, you ain't getting no more cat. You ain't eating no more steak. Ain't no more fried chicken. Ain't no sleeping too deep. Gotta beat your bun, G. Like, this is the reality of the situation. I don't think they're even comprehending what they're doing. That's what makes them dangerous, is they're so ignorant that they don't even understand. Like, bro, all those norms you thought was normal, nigga, that ain't no more iPod. In order to get an iPod, you know what you gotta do for that now. You better, you no more snacks, nigga. You want a honey bun, you gonna have to give up the honey buns. Facts. Like, that's why I don't think these kids understand. It's like, bro, you 18 years old. You gonna be in there. What? That's like being Walter weight, like really small, lightweight, and then you go into like a room of boxers, but they heavyweights. That's exactly the concept of him of being 18 years old, going inside of a prison full of like 30, 40, 50-year-olds, 28-year-olds. Like, bro, you are a little fish to them, bro. You gonna do exactly what they tell you to do, or it's gonna be you and them. Nobody's gonna stop you. Nobody's gonna stop them, actually. That's better yet, say that. No one's gonna stop them from what they want to do to you, bro. All because you couldn't control your emotions and you had to dead somebody. Your stepdaddy, bro. Come on. Mama can't protect you no more, bro. So y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Like, and not only that, he did it on Father's Day. Father's Day tragedy. He did this on Father's Day. His gift was to murk his stepfather. And this, I'll say this. And this is, I'm gonna end it with this. Sometimes that's why you can't be the stepdaddy, bro. Yeah. Some guys come in there trying to save the day. Sometimes that cat from that woman ain't good enough, bro. Because now you got a youngin' trying to kill you, G. Sometimes you be that you trying to play the stepdaddy, bro. I know a lot of stepdads, bro. It ain't went out, bro. You just SOL, bro. You married a girl, you had a kid, you help her raise the kid, and the kid kill you, G. Come on. Like, this is the worst possible situation. And then look, now it's a lose-lose for the girl, for the mother. There's always somebody die and somebody go to jail. In this case, stepfather and stepson. Wife she loses her son and she loses her husband. She loses 100% stability, bro. What if she the only one working? The son disrupt her whole life mentally and monetarily. You get what I'm saying? And that's why, like, you have to be in control of your sons and your man. Like, your man just sitting there chilling. He wouldn't did that. So she got to go back out there and hunt for another dude. The son's out the way, but she's mentally scarred. She know what's gonna happen to him in there, cause this ain't no female prison. This ain't the new Orange is Black. No. This is a male prison, bro. Anything goes, bro. It's like sometimes when I'm at a concert and I say you in the GA, you in the general admission part, bro. Anything goes, bro. Nobody's going to stop nothing from happening. If a fight break out, a fight breaks out, G. A brawl breaks out, a brawl just breaks out. Nobody stops it. They just let it go. That's how I usually flow. So y'all tell me what y'all think about this, man. What's wrong with these kids these days? Are they just dumb? I know they ignorant because they don't know better. But their ignorance becomes why they're dangerous. They're dangerous because that's why the older I get, the more I don't hang with young people. Because they don't have a sense of like urgency, and they don't have a sense of like, oh man, this could actually mess up the rest of my life. Like the worst thing that could possibly happen, bro, is you going to jail and the judge wasting hella time. I was just telling somebody this today. I said, man, I'd rather be homeless. I'd rather make $10,000 a year homeless on the street, or just homeless in general making zero, than to be in jail making no money. At least I have the freedom of freedom. Shit, the feeling of freedom, at least I have that. You don't have that you in a cell, bro. Like think of a bathroom. No, think of like a bathroom, right? That's how big the room is. There's no fun. It's no fun. And that's life now. Hey, he gonna come out that mug swole though. He has no choice. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video if you do algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe. This the SNN, the Savage Night News, man. Y'all subscribe now. It's the Savage Report. Peace. All right, let's get to this comment section. What y'all talking about over here, man? You said, brother, it says, bro, they hung a black woman from Miami and Detroit, Michigan on June 18th. June 18th? Passed the news around and the news media didn't mention it. Okay, I'm going to Google that up. I ain't hear about that. Who hung who? Shit, of course, somebody, right? It's like in a Jamaica, Latin, and Asian companies buying up all the land. Yeah, also, not only is Jamaican, Latin, and Asian companies buying up all the land, bro, they buying the companies. The companies are buying the land, and the Asian companies and shit, they're buying the companies. If you didn't know that Pizza Hut just got bought by an Asian company. Yes. So they're taking American companies and they buying them up. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So it's just levels to it. It's like but you know what? We allow it. We allow it. Sorry. I think America's not going to stop it until it's too late. But by that time, you can't just tell them they can't have it. You have to subsidize them in some way for the value of what they got. So you just can't take it back from them. Like if they own a bunch of farmland, you can't just take it back from them. You have to give them the value of that, which will put us in a tremendous amount of debt. It will buy us freedom, but that's all they would buy us. It would put us in more a hole. Anyone remember all the news counter stores, the corner stores always being opened by a foreigner? They get grants to make moves, but citizens don't, or we just not know the avenue. It's you know what it is? When they come here, they're back against the wall and they know to get active. That's it. They know to get active, and by any means necessary, the immigrants that are former immigrants or first generation Americans, they help them out and teach them the way. And they just listen. You know what I mean? It's really about focus and getting your shit done. Like, I don't blame them for coming over here and doing what they're doing, because they're put in a situation that they is. This is our government's fault for allowing it. You know what I mean? It's not their fault for trying to do it. And they're following the rules too. So you got to think about that, unless they're coming over here illegally doing it. But for the foreigners that are coming over here the right way and taking over, then yeah. Moms have to give the stepfather the authority of the house. It seems they commonly understood the new male, and you get this. Yeah, facts. So if you play the stepdaddy role and the mom don't give you no authority of like any authority, bro, the kids feel like they can fight with you. They think they can do all, like, bro, First off, but I understand. Like, guys are desperate. There's a lot of men out here. They desperate. They don't have nothing going for themselves. They gonna almost let it happen. Like, for instance, like, you date a bad chick, right? She looking good, but she got kids, and you're like, man, whatever. That punani hidden. But then you marry her, and then she like, don't hit my kids. Like, what you mean, girl? It's my kids now. I gotta discipline him, or he gonna get out of control. Next you know it, 18-year-old kid. This dude's scrawny. This wasn't no big dog. This was a scrawny ass kid, bro. Let me go back a little bit. Come on, man. That's a child for real. Like, look how small he is. That's standing next to a female, a full-grown female. Like, he's probably standing up. He's standing up right now. He's probably 5 feet. Just took out a whole male with swords and axes and shit. Come on, bro. This isn't despicable. That's because the mama didn't let him put his hand. And maybe I'm not saying he has to, but at least he needs to talk to him like, hey, man, we're going to have to box one out just so you know what it is. You know what I mean? Anyone else remember being 16, your brain is online, you think you know things, but you don't know. Of course, the kids are dumb, and when I was in school, they couldn't read tape measure now. The kids can't read at all. 60% of kids can't read at a grade level. Oh, for sure. So it's like, be honest, and sometimes I don't advise men to even mess around with women that have kids. And I'm not saying they're all bad. Most of them aren't really bad at all, but it's just the principle of having the authority in the house. When it comes to authority of a man, you also need authority of the kids, because the woman can stop you from becoming a man. She can stop you and be like, oh man, I don't want you disciplining my kid. It's like, dude, I married you. I gave my life to you. I should be able to discipline this child because he's going to become a problem. And I'm telling you, he's going to become a problem. And he knows that you're helping defend him. So he's going to go above and beyond to make sure he doesn't get disciplined. Now he's killing people. So now she lose both the husband and the kid because of her, how do you call it? Like babyfying, soft parenting. Soft parenting, bro, is the worst. Like, all the weakest people I know were soft parenting, bro. They're not mentally there. They don't have no grit. They're not hustlers. They're sensitive, bro. I couldn't relate. Next comment. Brother, yeah, you said that already, G. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, they hung somebody. I'll look into it, bro, to see what's going on. There was a shooting. Remember the white dude started shooting at the black families outside, bro? That didn't get no traction at all. That didn't get no news coverage. Only one news channel did it, and it was like a local news. No major news channels. But you got to think about it too. It's the news. The news is only going to comment on bad stuff, and it's only going to be bad stuff based on like a certain viewpoint. So if it makes certain people look bad, they're not gonna show it, bro, even though everybody know it. That's why they have separate media now. Why you think you got people like me, Angelo Savage Reacts? I'm gonna react to shit and give you what I personally believe. I'm not sugarcoating shit. The reason why the shit flowing is because I know that's what I believe. Now, when you go to these other media companies, you know, like a CNN, a ABC, a MSB, whatever the fuck it's called, whatever. WGN, Fox, they have their own agendas. You get what I'm saying? So they gonna only report on things that make their agenda stronger. And then okay, that's cool. They should do that. But that's why the self-media, the internet media is doing better, because I'm not only showing you the news, I'm giving you an opinion on what everyone's either probably thinking or a certain aspect. I try to play the middle ground a little bit. I don't really try to pick a side unless it's 100% right or wrong. Now, people knows me, Angelo Savage. I'm an advocate for the needle for people that do heinous crimes. I say get rid of them, because what's the point of having our tax money fund these people for the rest of their lives? You know, they say it costs about $70,000 to fund a prisoner per year. I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean $70,000? Like I said, if you make $100,000, they're probably only taking like $22,000 from you a year. So it takes like 3 people almost to make $100,000 each just to fund one person in prison for a year. That's the problem. Okay, get rid of them if they're doing heinous crime, of course. You know what I'm saying? Or they should just lessen the cost that it would take. I don't know why it would take somebody that much money to live in a jail. So anyway, China brought a lot of land near military bases. Look, China gonna own some other stuff. You see how they leader of the DJI? They gonna come up in here. They be like, well, that's my land. I own it. Then they gonna do an inside attack. Bro, they're gonna attack us, bro. If it really came down to China, they would attack us from the inside. It would be easy. They would do easy cyber attacks. And think about it, you can't stop them from doing things that are on their land. They build antennas and shit. You don't even know what they're building. It's on their land. And then they just wipe out certain databases from around the world. Why do you think they're able to do it so easily? They'll just wipe out certain towers from certain sectors of our areas. Right? They own the land. Why can't they build a big ass antenna on that bit that's gonna send a signal to shut everything down, and then they're gonna hit us with the attack, and then we're gonna be conquered. Unfortunately, that's why like you can't allow this land. Oh, land of the free. Yeah, it's gonna be free, all right. It's gonna be free for the taking. While they have like spies in here trying to disarm you, so when they do come, you can't fight. You're gonna have to let them take it, G. You think the war is over? The war is continuous forever. Like you always got to protect the house. All right, let's get to the next story, man. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Make sure y'all subscribe if y'all fucking with this, man. It's your boy Angelo Savage. If y'all messing with this is the SNN, the Savage Night News. This is a Savage Report, man. Let's get it popping. Let me read this last comment from Trump Bunny 24. We're consistently fighting cyber attacks, and we don't hear about it unless it benefits us in some way. Well, we did actually have a cyber attack not too long ago, and I don't know if it knocked out Amazon, because we didn't realize how much Amazon's AWS, we didn't understand their web service, Amazon Web Service. We didn't understand how much apps they have certain on their web service, and when they went down, because they were hacked, but they don't want to say they were hacked. When they went down, Starbucks went down, Walmart out went down. Like, that's exactly like, oh, that's just a trial. They're just trying to see what works and what don't work. Like, okay, if we tag Amazon Web Service, nigga, then all these other apps fall down too. If we tag Verizon, okay, then, or AT&T, like they did, all the other people fall with them. Okay, that's what we'll do. We're just going to send a all-off attack. We're going to attack these major companies that control these major things. They're going to be blindsided. We're gonna have a full control, and within, like, just like we did in Maduro, I think that's what they plotting on us. But instead of them coming in, they're gonna do it from the inside out and come in. Like, that's why we should, man. I don't know what should we do. Shit, get the guns, dude. Save your shit. I don't know. We will nuke China and put them in another dimension. Look, we're not nuking nobody, bro. You're right. Can't trust the Chinese. Look, I'll tell you this: we're not nuking nobody. I don't think we can fathom how strong China is. Nigga, when they did their little, what's that shit called, their little parade? Bro, all them B-2 bombers, bro, they been had those. They were displaying them. They said, boy, we the only country in the world with the nitrous bomb, with the nuke. Oh, nah. What you mean you the only country? No, we don't want no trouble, China. Because, you know, one of them bombs can blow up the whole like world in general. It's like, it's no point in dropping them bitches for real. Like, at this point, this is just, like, if one of us drop it, everybody gonna drop their shit. So it's just the end of the world at that point. You know what I mean? Amazon gets hit all the time. I've worked with them the last 4 or 5 years, yeah. And they gonna keep getting hit. All right, let's get to the next story, man. Let's see what's going on. Oh, yeah, this is that story. So we're going to go over to Chicago, man. This is the one I didn't like that much because everybody was talking about, oh, Juneteenth. I didn't comment on this because I was enjoying my Juneteenth. Now, I want to say this before I stop. Juneteenth was a celebration of, I guess, the last day of slavery when they were freed officially, but then they brought it back and they wanted la-da-da-da-da. Cool, right? Fine. We got our date. It became an official holiday, which I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with official holiday because you know why? Any holiday except Pride, I'm for. Like, even if they paid me for it, I'd be like, nah, nigga, we ain't celebrating Pride now. Even if you paid me for it. But for Juneteenth, I appreciate that. That's like 19th of June. Fine. That's just what it is. Federal holiday. I get paid for it. I still work that day. And the first thing I said at work, I said, man, I hope nobody gets killed today in Chicago. I said, man, this would be a disgrace if somebody got killed in Chicago on our Freedom Day. Let's play the video. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Make sure you subscribe.
And youth advocates saying the number of shooting victims from just this weekend alone is a good reminder of why organizations like Peacekeepers and Violence Interrupters are so important and need continued support. A busy weekend for Chicago police and first responders processing scene after scene. The Juneteenth holiday coming to a violent end on the south side. We counted over 100 shell casings near 95th and Wentworth, where a drive-by shooting left 13 people injured just after 11 o'clock Friday night. The victims between 17 and 47 years old. Saturday night, around 10:15 on the west side, an 18-year-old boy died after being shot inside a home near Quincy and Cicero. Chicago police say they recovered a gun and arrested a 17-year-old boy in that case. A little over an hour later in North Lawndale, officers were at the scene of a large gathering when they say gunshots rang out. 2 19-year-olds and an 18-year-old were shot. You can see what appears to be a bullet hole on the hood of a CPD squad car. The violence catching the attention of President Donald Trump, who's frequently said he wants to send in the National Guard to help with crime in the city. He took to social media early Sunday morning saying in part, quote, "Lots of killing going on in Chicago. Why isn't Governor Pritzker calling me for help? I could make Chicago a safe city." And while the rain kept some people away from this Juneteenth/Father's Day violence prevention awareness celebration in Chicago Heights today, Jamon Crawford with Peacekeepers says days like this are more important than ever.
It shows from the Englewood neighborhood to the Austin neighborhood, all the way back to the south suburbs. All this violence has been going on over the weekend. That's why it's so essential that you have organizations out here.
Recent research from Northwestern University found a 41% drop in violence when they looked at more than 200 hotspots where peacekeepers are stationed.
And I'll say this, peacekeepers are needed. I'm be honest, we need them here. But we need to do better as black people. Let's come up with a better solution. I say this, you tell on the youngins, bro. Tell on their ass, even if they get time behind it, bro, tell on them. You got to snitch them out. You got to rat them out. Anybody you see doing stupid shit, tell your kids to tell. Because it's like this no snitch culture. Yeah, you being there is like, okay, that's different because you probably helping the community by preventing shit from going on. That's great. But that's not enough. You need to start telling on them, getting them gone. Because they're going to end up killing an innocent family, killing the innocent kid that could have been potentially somebody big. Somebody that could have changed our world. And that's how you got to think about it. So you got to protect your community by any means necessary. Get the bad apples out of there. I don't care if they're children. I don't care if they're old folks. I don't care if they're drug dealers, rapists. I don't care. They all got to go. If they stopping the community growth, you're gone. And I think all black people should think like that. And I'm not saying this guy is not doing good. He's actually saying that they're saying everybody that's in those hotspots usually are better areas, but we need to do better then. Let's stop making it cool being baby mamas and shit, bro. We gotta protect the lust. They stop making violence cool, bro. That shit is lame, to be honest. Like, the older you get, the more lame you understand that shit is. Like, it's just a bunch of people that can't control their emotions. Think about it. The older you get, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm only 28, right? I'm finna turn 29. Thank the Lord. The older I get, the more I realize it's dumb as hell hanging out with motherfuckers that ain't got shit to lose. If you ain't got nothing to lose, I don't even want to hang with you, G. Because I know you're going to put yourself in a situation where it's going to jeopardize my future. Somebody that got something to lose. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even hang out with low lives. Same with the kids. If there's a drug dealer in your community, snitch on them. Get them gone. Regardless if you like to buy weed from him or not. He probably got something extra than weed that he's selling on the street. Messing up your community. You know what I mean? People think about like the crack era and all this. Oh, it was hooked and everything. But, bro, we allowed that to happen. You can't blame the white man for that. Maybe he started to put the drugs to the drug dealer, but the drug dealer is the one that served it to y'all. The white man didn't serve it to you. He served it to one of you. And you served it, and that one of them served it to the community, which causes disruption. And it's not really his fault. It's really the fault of the one that wanted the money. So it's a sad situation. Juneteenth, all these killings, for what reason? We supposed to be, this is our freedom, yet we're still imprisoned. This is supposed to be Freedom Day, but yet we're not free mentally. We've enslaved ourselves. Ain't this some shit? I guess you can blame the white man for enchaining you, but you're at this point, you're free. And you've been free for a very long time, yet you chain yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're used to goofy shit. And I speak for a lot of people. I deal with a lot of black people. I only work around a lot of black people. I like to work with black people, but when shit get ignorant and shit get emotional, people start sabotaging shit. People start doing goofy shit. They start being lazy. Juneteenth should have been a decent, like, come on, y'all couldn't wait another hour or two to shoot some shit up? Just to prove to them that it didn't happen on Juneteenth. Y'all waited till 11 p.m. Y'all couldn't wait to 12:01 just to prove to motherfucker that we didn't have to shoot shit up on Juneteenth, bro. Like, that was the first thing I was praying for. I said, man, please, please, Lord, do not let nobody get shot or killed today in Chicago, because this is just going to make us look bad. And you got to think about this. It's the same time that Obama opened his library. I think Obama opened his library a day later after that, or two. I think a day later he opened the library. I'm like, bro, this shit is stupid. Shit is dumb as hell. I'm like, bro, what are we doing for real? Like, are we just going to sit here and let, like, this is a repeated cycle. And it goes for the women too. They're not without fault. There's a repeated cycle of motherfucking baby mamas, killings, kids getting killed, and the whole same story. It was my kid, was a good kid. Nobody want to hear that shit, bro. Facts. Every time I hear that shit, I'm like, bro, look, I don't even give a damn if your kid was a good kid. If he was so good, y'all shouldn't have been out there. If they were so good, they shouldn't have been around gangsters like that. Because really, it be these kids running the streets, and then when they get in trouble with the law, oh, my kid good. He's just hanging with bad kids. Ain't no way. If he hanging with 4 bad kids, he the 5th one. You know what I'm saying? He guilty by association. He shouldn't be hanging with them. He know they ride. You know how many kids I know that ride around with guns, G? Too many. Kids. They're not even legally able to have one. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's just what it is. What can you do? But somebody's going to suffer eventually from that. All I'm saying. It's just, damn, can we at least come together? Like the Mexicans, bro, when they have their Mexican Pride Day or whatever, bro, they be chilling there, shut the street down, do a little couple circles in the middle of the, you know, Michigan Ave, whatever. They'll shut the street down, do their little thing, and move on. You don't be seeing no real killings going on when the Mexicans chilling out doing their thing, bro. 4th of July, like, come on, bro. Like, maybe it's just a bunch of people that shouldn't have firearms. First off, that is common sense right there. A bunch of people shouldn't have firearms, but then it's like, damn, can black people have things? Can we just have one day? I literally was just saying, like, please don't get no killings today in Chicago for Juneteenth. You know that was like an impossible quest, asking for that shit. He said, guys, like, you mean no one gets killed? No one? Not even shot? Nah, I don't know if I can promise you that. Come on, man. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section. And I know some people like black fatigue, but I don't really have black fatigue. I just be having like just anger with these motherfuckers. Like, bro, just chill out with that. Like, use your gun properly. Hand off the trigger. If you're going to don't point that motherfucker unless you rather shoot it. Why everybody can't fight no more? Like, man, we in this generation where the kids, they just want to shoot. And you ain't tough if you can shoot. Anybody can shoot. A granny can shoot you, G. That don't make your granny tough. That just means her pointer finger works. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. It's your boy Angelo Savage, man. We gone, man. This is ridiculous. Make sure y'all subscribe. Peace. What's going on in the comment section, G? Y'all getting me upset now. Man. Just passionate about my city, dog. I'm just, man. When I come here, man, I'm just be like, damn, like, come on, can we just stop the stupid shit for at least a little second? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we just stop the goofy shit? Let's give us a week. You know what I'm saying? Give me a week of this no goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers just trying to chill and do, you know what I'm saying? The older I get, the more I just be like trying to stay in the house. Like I be feeling like the adults that be out there chilling on the block shaking ass and all that shit, bro. First off, I understand the females do it because dudes don't be trying to kill the females like that for real. It'd be like the niggas be trying to kill the niggas, bro. So it's like I come out there swollen body, niggas mad 'cause I done took they shorty from them. They gonna want to shoot me up, G. Facts. They see a nigga like me, they gonna be like, nah, we ain't fighting that nigga. We gotta shoot him. Nigga look too good. He just took my bitch. I gotta shoot him. That's what they gonna tell me. That's why I don't hang out, G. Niggas jealous already. They'll shoot you because they just see a nigga got potential. They like, nah, that nigga glowing. He got an aura. Pop. No, he don't. Now you got a halo. You know what I'm saying? That's what they be on in Iraq. But certain areas. Let me say this though. There it's a big city, G. The same city that got ghetto motherfuckers at and killings be the same city where the sweetest granny is at. You know what I'm saying? The same city to be having the gayest shit is the same city to be having the most gangster shit ever happen. You know what I'm saying? So when there's yin, there's yang. When there's hot, there's cold. So I'm not saying this is the whole rack. It's just, you know, in the hundreds. You know what I'm saying? Anything past Hyde Park type shit. Going down south. Anything, you know, off 290, you know what I'm saying? Some West Side shit. Anyway, let's read these comments real quick. We're going to move on. Let's see. Where we at? Damn, it's all the way up here? Okay. Sorry, my bad. It says Juneteenth is when the final slaves were freed in Texas 2 years after we freed them. Damn. Okay, they target us any time we speak up. I've been canned 3 times in 4 to 5 years now. May go next month. I don't know yet. Damn. You already ready to go back? Lock me up. Throw away the keys. I ain't afraid to get freaky, man. Anyway, the youngsters in Chicago heartless, don't care. Look, it's a mindset, bro. Like, I was born that way too, but I take care of old people for a living, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a nursing field, so I kind of created my own type of morals with old people. I hate to see old people get hurt. That's something I'm going to die for. I die for the olds. You know what I'm saying? One of my pipe dreams, Americans fighting for a stronger middle class. Currently, we have government bootlickers, left tax, and the corporate bootlickers right, immoral free market. I would say with that, bro, the middle class is not where you want to be. The middle class pay the most amount of money. You either got to be, as of now, it shouldn't be that way, but this is what it is. You either got to be poor or you got to be rich, bro. There's the only two sectors that don't really pay taxes. The poorest and the richest. The poor because they just too broke to pay taxes and they don't make enough money anyway to pay it. And then the rich people that find out ways to avoid taxes because they understand that this tax system is a threat. It's the middle class that's playing the nice game. They're the ones that suffer the most. It's like when you go into your job and the one that's actually doing the job is the one that doesn't get a raise, is the one that's getting yelled at the most. Then the motherfucker that's chilling doing nothing, he the one that's just, oh yeah, he get the promotion. You know what I mean? That's the same concept. Trump Bunny. Yeah, I Googled Chicago shooting a day or two ago and it was wild. Yeah, man. I agree up. It's crazy. You're doing a good job, brother. Thank you. I'm trying. It's your boy Angelo 7. Don't forget to subscribe, y'all. I appreciate the love now. Trump Bunny, I'm thinking about going to work for city or the county 911 dispatch. 911 dispatch is decent, but you're gonna hear a bunch of crazy shit, man. It's actually safe though. At least you're behind the counter and whatever. Because if you want to become a firefighter, definitely in Chicago, a paramedic, bro, you're gonna see the most craziest shit. Definitely when everybody gets shot, how do you do? You know, the first responders is technically the firefighters and the paramedic. Police officers ain't saving lives. They just coming in like enforce shit. It's really the firefighters, paramedics coming in through doing their shit. That's why the budget is so high because paramedics and shit. They got to pay them out of all that overtime so I can work in the command center and flock cameras. I'm so anti-flock cameras, by the way, brother. Mr. Trump Bunny. I hate flock cameras. Drones, whatever with those. But the flock cameras, I just think that's Big Brother watching right there. So I hate the flock cameras. Eventually, there's going to be a rebellion against flock cameras. People just going to go around spray painting them down, trying to cut them off. because they just don't like, they want privacy. And they're also being used as like shot spotters and shit. There's some pros to them, but like they're like, if I had a flock camera in front of my house, there's a flock camera in front of my block. One of my blocks is like, you can't even get on my block without getting hit by a flock camera. And there's one sitting in front of somebody's house. I'm like, bro, like your whole block is surveyed. Like every time you motion detect, they can just see what's going on, reading your license plate, when your shit expired, pulling you over. Like, how you know my shit was expired? You just came behind me. I believe these brothers got poisoned in their food, water, and drink. I believe in bigger than that. It's bigger than that. Yeah, for sure. It's some in the water. He might have something else extra. Exactly why weed is a gateway. The dealer has the hard drugs too. Yeah, the dealer's always got more drugs than just the weed. If the dealer just selling weed, he ain't making money. Everybody knows that. Some of love rides vibes. Yeah, these youngsters in Chicago don't know about history. They forgot, bro. They don't care about history. It ain't even that they don't know. They don't give a damn. Like, all they know is drill, drill, drill. They don't care about how. Like, think about it. The same right that we fought for, like voting, bro. Black people do not vote. At least the ones I run into. I was out south getting some what was it? Beef rib tips or whatever. Lady was like, "Oh, you want to sign up for voting?" Bro, all the black people walked in that bitch like, "Nah, I don't vote. I don't vote." I'm like, that shit ignorant as hell to say. It's because then you mad at a motherfucker for coming in office and taking control. You didn't vote. What do you think? What do you think was gonna happen? Iran contrasts to have the great evil and people suffering from, but yeah, people need to get the chip off their shoulder. Facts. I don't have black fatigue. I have ghetto fatigue, fentanyl fatigue. Good Lord, who got the Fenty? The Fendi fatigue, huh? Good Lord, stay away from the Fendi. All right, let's go see what's going on next. It looks like, oh, this was a good story. Y'all gonna like this one. Sorry I'm jumping around, but y'all gonna like this one. So basically, it says neighbor and brother chased down burglary suspect before he's shot dead by HPD. That's Houston Police Department. It's your boy Angelo Savage reporting live. This is the SNN, the Savage Night News. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this comment section. Don't forget to subscribe right now. Y'all go in that comment section and y'all put a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy Angelo Savage. This is the Savage Night News. It's the Savage Report. Let's go. Subscribe now.
Breaking news right now. Houston police on the scene of a deadly shooting in Alief, and the investigators say the person who pulled the trigger was trying to defend their neighbor's home.
This all happened in an area around High Star Drive near Brays Bayou in the West Park Tollway. Our Daniela Hurtado is live on the scene to break down all of the twists and turns and what officers and neighbors say happened. Daniela?
Hey, good evening. We just got more details from the Houston Police Department here on scene. Folks are now moving to another area here in the neighborhood, but investigators have been here for several hours, really looking into the intricacies of this situation and putting the pieces of the puzzle together. We know this call was for a burglary, and then what investigators have confirmed to us is that neighbors were called to the burglary. So it was at a home on Bandland, and the homeowner wasn't home, according to detectives. He called two of his neighbors, and the neighbors went to address to the two suspects, the two burglary suspects. Investigators say the two suspects then ran from that home on Bandland and were running away when the two neighbors chased them down in a car. We're told that there was an altercation between the two neighbors and the two suspects, and then one of the neighbors reportedly shot one of the suspects. And here is what law enforcement is telling us at this hour. Take a listen.
The neighbor got his brother. They went outside, confronted the burglary suspects, actually started following them in a vehicle. The suspects ran down the street here to this dead end. There was a confrontation between the two brothers and the suspects. During that confrontation, one of the suspects was shot by one of the brothers.
So if you're following, the brothers are the neighbors. The car behind us is the car of the neighbors. And one of the suspects jumped over the fence where investigators confirmed to us that is where he died from a gunshot wound. This afternoon, we are being told that the suspect is an adult. We don't have any of his information, so we don't know who he is. But what we do know is that now investigators are still looking for the second suspect, that second person that was reportedly burglarizing this home. We have learned within the last 10 minutes that those two burglary suspects apparently hit this home twice today, one at 7 this morning. They got away before police arrived, and then the second time, the one that became deadly, started around 1 o'clock. Of course.
So you telling me they hit it with a double whammy? You know, they say don't be gritty. They greedy. So you telling me, but you got to think about this. So burglary suspect stole out the crib, ran down the block. They chased him down and shot him. Now look, they say that, you know, the criminal's a crime, right? It's a crime regardless. But y'all got to think about this. They were chased down and shot at. Their life was no longer in imminent danger. That's out your hands, man. You were supposed to call the police then, but took matters into your own hands. Now, I'm not saying that he should not have done that, but you got to think about this. Look, this is that same situation with that Asian guy that just shot the kid, right? But this is a different situation now, right? Same kind of concept. Asian dude thought black kid stole something out the store. He didn't, but he looked suspicious. Ran out the store. He chased him down. He claimed he brandished a firearm. That's here or there. It's whoever lives who could tell the story. That's whoever wins. And he shot him because he said he pointed a gun. Now, this same situation, guy stole from your crib. You chase him down. At this point, technically, regardless if he committed a crime, your life is not in imminent danger. So when you chased him down, you had the intent to do what? Kill. Unless. So say, for instance, if this guy was not found, the guy that they said the guy jumped over the fence. So if the guy jumped over the fence and was shot by the fence, that means you shot him after he jumped over that fence. So not only did you chase him down, I'm not saying that he should have robbed your house. I'm just saying that your life is not in imminent danger for you to use deadly force because he's not using any type of force towards you. You are finding him. So say, for instance, I rob your house. Of course, I'm not supposed to do that, and that's the crime. But you caught me in the commission of leaving said robbed house. And that could be you in the house and see me and then me running away. You deliberately got inside your vehicle. Think about this. I want y'all to take it slow. You got inside of your vehicle and chased me and the other suspect down to a dead end. That's what the officer said, to a dead end. There's no way out. When you shot me, I was over the fence already. Which means, look, and you see the car behind the lady. The car is on the grass, touching the gate. I already jumped the fence. I got shot when I was over the fence already, which means you shot at a distance at me. Your life was not in imminent danger. How do you defend this? The only way, and this, you got to think in both ways. You got to think of the suspect and the defendant. You got to think about because right now they're not going to arrest the suspect. The defendant because they're already looking like the person that shot him because they're already still looking for the suspect. But little they know, eventually that might come back on them because you chased someone down and you shot him not at a arm's length distance from you. Does that make sense? Now, of course, he's a criminal. Let's just put that on Front Street. Of course, this man's a criminal, but you got to put the aspect because in the state of Illinois, at least, I don't know how they do it in Texas. I know you're staying your ground, but if you're chasing a nigga down, how's that staying your ground? You get what I'm saying? Unless you get into a altercation, like a physical altercation at the spot where he got shot at. But since he said that unless he, and this is hypothetically speaking, and this would have to be the defense, unless the other suspect comes out and say, hey, that's not what happened that day. He chased us down. We jumped over the fence and he shot at us. I got away because I was scared. Right? Because the last situation with the Asian guy and the black kid, the teenager, the reason why he was really found not guilty, you got to think about this, is due to the fact that there's no proof other than what they said happened. Does that make sense? So whatever they say happened, happened. In this situation, there is a live suspect here. So if he comes out and say, no, bro, they chased us down, we jumped over the fence, and he shot at us while we were running off and killed one of them. No, the people that chased them down, even though they were doing the right thing by trying to defend their house, they're going to jail now for murder. No. What I don't know where, like, it's not staying your ground if someone's chasing you down, right? Because it gets really sticky between the part of, like in our state of Illinois, of course, that's different. We're a little bit more restrictive. If your life is not in imminent danger, and that's usually the same for any state most of the time. If your life is not in imminent danger or harm to someone or in yourself, you cannot use deadly force to someone that's not using certain type of force towards you, if that makes sense, right? Now, like I said, since there is a live suspect, he can kind of corroborate what actually happened. Now, if they kill both of the dudes, the guy that's in the car that's behind her, y'all see the car behind her? If they kill both of the dudes, then they can make their own story up of what happened. Yeah, we wrestled with the guy and we shot them both. But since there's a live person come out, when they do find them, of course, they're going to be arrested initially, but then it comes bigger. Now, if the Houston police want to play a little clever card, they might hit them with the, oh, technically, we're going to charge you for your friend's murder because y'all committed a crime that allowed the people to shoot at you. You know, that's some goofy shit they'll do. They'll do that. But I'm just using context, what the officer said based on what she did, because she just had to clarify it because it's so confusing. They chased him down to a dead end. He was shot while he was on the other side of the fence. Does that mean, does that, and based on, and that's just what she says, does that sound like that was self-defense? It don't matter if the guy stole anything from your house. It can be gold. He wasn't attacking you at the time of you, even if it's your property. You're like, oh, I'm defending my property. Well, he took something from your property and left your property, and he's running away from you, trying to get away, regardless of not if he had it or not. Because, like, they didn't say a gun was found, which means the only other option would be they were tussling with this individual because he didn't have a firearm. So that means you had, like, I'm using context clues. I'm using my brain. I want y'all to use your brain, too, when you're thinking about this, okay? They said that he was over the fence when he got shot. There's no way I could have been fighting with you if I was over the fence already. And since the officers didn't find a gun, there's no way there was a gun. So there's no way your life couldn't have been at imminent danger at the time that you release that bullet from the chamber, because you're responsible for every bullet leaves the chamber. I want to see this go to trial. I need this. I wonder what happens from this. This just happened a few hours ago. I think we're going to get, and this is Savage Reports. I'm going to report it to you live. I think what's about to happen is that the person that was chasing them are the ones that's going to go get arrested. The one that actually shot the individual is the one that's going to get arrested, because the family's going to come out like, wait a minute. You just shot him and he's unarmed and he was probably more than 10 feet away from you. So there's no way that you felt your life was in any type of harm before you shot. You did chase him, because can a criminal not run away? Let's just say that. Say, just hypothetically speaking, say you bust a nigga glass out his door, out his window, and he chase you down and kill you. Could he kill you? No. Not legally, no. Unless when he was chasing you down and y'all get into an altercation where y'all was fighting at that point, then he takes the gun out because he thinks his life is in imminent danger at that point, then he can kill. Possibly. Depending if your aggression meets to the violence of the gun. Like, say he's weaker than you and you beating his ass, then yeah, he could take his gun out and shoot. But if he's so far distance, and tell me if this makes sense or not. If he's too far distance from you to even for that to happen, and he doesn't have a firearm, and you shot him from a distance, you're going to jail now. That's how far. That's why, like, if you see somebody doing that, it's best to just call the police. It's best to just call the police, because if I can just decipher that up, you think no lawyer can just decipher that same concept up? And if I can make it make sense to y'all, a lawyer can make it make sense to you quick, easy. Nigga, I'm finna be a lawyer. Fuck it. Lawyer Savage in the building. Reporting for duty. Not guilty. Not guilty. That's the verdict. all rise. All right, it's your boy Angelo Savage. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. This is gonna be a sticky situation. This happened a few hours ago, so we're gonna see what happens. I actually hope this goes to a higher court, because this is the same situation almost that happened with the Asian dude and the younger kid. A little different because the kid had an actual gun on him, so it was more justifiable. And then he killed the kids, which means there's no evidence of what actually happened, so you can make your own story up. You know what I mean? If you're gonna kill somebody, then I guess make sure the evidence is not there. You know what I'm saying? You can make your own story up. And then it's your word versus nobody's word, right? But like I said, there's another suspect on the loose. And if that other suspect can kind of say that's not what happened, that's a possibility that someone's going to jail. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe. Peace. All right, let's get these comments rocking. I'm fucking with y'all, man. Y'all up in here, man. Y'all in here, man. Let's get it. I didn't know y'all was up this late. I thought y'all had a bedtime. Y'all not got no work in the morning? It don't even matter if y'all got to work. And this is the Savage Show. Tell your boss when you go to work tomorrow, say, hey, boss, I was staying up late. Angelo Savage is on live, G. Yeah, SNN, the Savage Night News, bro. And the night news went all the way to the morning. Just tell him, I guarantee you. Play a video for him. Play your boss one of my videos. I guarantee he's going to say, hey, man, we excuse it. It's your boy Savage. I know Savage. Savage been out here for a little minute now. He got traction. He's speaking that shit. And I fuck with him. So I'm just going to excuse you. You take the day off. If your boss don't give you the day off tomorrow, call me up and tell me. I'll talk to him myself. Hey, Scouts honor. Scouts honor. Look, it's your boy Angelo Savage. Let's say some comments. Let's get it busting. Let's go. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. He said, oh yeah, right here, a little comment. It says YouTube censored my comment to simplify. No race is a monolith, and it is illogical disservice to claim such things. Not all skin folks are kinfolk. Facts. That's not all blood is they say blood is thicker than water. I think sometimes water is thicker than blood in my situation. Facts. Rule number 1 of home defense, dead man tells no tales. Rule number 2, don't pursue them once they retreat off your property. Facts. That, then that's right there. That tells you right there. Dead man tells no tales. So if you're going to do the deed, do the deed. That's all I'm saying. Hey, if you're going to do the job. Don't leave the job undone. Because now he's the number 1 suspect. So the person that was defending his property is now the suspect. Because what it looks like is like, not only did you got a neighbor and a brother, ran at the nigga, shot him down. Yeah. He was more than 10 feet away from you, shot him down. He ain't had no weapon on him. He was running from you. It was a dead end, bro. This is literally the perfect situation where you become now the suspect of the situation. Because if the judge sit there and tell you what you did, you found somebody in your crib, and they ran away, and you got in your car with another individual and chased them down the street to the grass, all the way to the tip, and you shot them around off from the other side of the gate. Other dude got away. He died, and there was no gun on the guy. And he was this amount of distance from you when he was found. That's an open and closed case, Johnson. Yay, somebody getting prosecuted. I need to see this case go through. Just to see how the lawyers juice this up, because I like to see stuff like this. Sometimes you'll see a case like, all right, let me see how the lawyer gonna eat this up. Some of them do it good, some of them do it not good. This is an easy case for a lawyer. For sure, the family's gonna come out the woodwork. They were like, my son, he ain't had to shoot my son. Well, your son shouldn't have been in somebody's house, still in the house, and plus he came back for the double whammy. How you gonna steal at a dude's house at 7 and come back at 11, at 1? Like they didn't know that you was gonna be in the crib. Like they didn't. Say if somebody rob you, right? You're gonna be on point for the rest of the day at least. You're gonna come back the same day. The same crib must have been a druggie or something, which is even worse. Must have been fast as hell. I have no problem when any criminal dies. Well, you got to think about it. Maybe from the last question said I have no problem when any criminal dies. Well, let's say this. I'm from Chicago, right? I'm from Chicago, and I can't. I can't say that directly because the fact that some people do things based on situation. Not saying he should have done that. I'm not saying that he should have. I'm not saying that he should have stole from out the crib. I'm just thinking once he's figured out he did something wrong and he's running now for his life, I mean his soul, the crime does not equate to him being killed at all. So I can say that's a wrong way to think. Last question. I don't know if you're a girl or boy, but that's not the best way to think because of the fact that it could be a kid and it could be anybody. It could just be somebody being rebellious. All kids are rebellious. They're going to do some rebellious things. And the criminal, which was the guy that stole out the house, probably didn't do anything other than stealing out the house. He didn't have a firearm, probably had no weapon on him or anything. So I would say morally, you should not chase him down and kill him. And everybody should think that, like, because say you did have that mentality, right? You had that mentality, you go to court, and you have the mentality that all criminals should die. That's a horrible mentality to have. It's not fair anymore. Because, and I'm not, you're a drug addict, G. Just hypothetically speaking, you're a drug addict and you just happen to steal something from someone to buy your drugs. That the guy that catch you, it's most his duty to either grab you, hold you down for the police, but it's not his duty to kill you unless you're trying to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to morally pause and be like, I shouldn't kill this person. Like, I'm a firearms holder. I'm a CCL holder. I carry guns everywhere I go. And I got to think that all the time. I can't have the mentality that anybody stepping away going to die. I got to honestly have the mentality that I can take your soul right now, but I'm not, because that's not the right thing to do. You made an honest mistake, or you just don't understand yet. The best thing for me to do is call the police or hold you down for the police. But unless you're trying to harm me or my family immediately, it's not right for me to take your life. You know what I mean? That's not my position in this world to do that. You know what I mean? It's like a cop. If a cop had that mentality, like, I don't have no problem with criminals dying, a cop will kill anybody that does anything. Steal from the store. You know what I'm saying? People do things for certain reasons. They can be a recovering drug addict. But most people don't understand that unless you're someone that's from a background like that. I'm from the city, from the trenches, so I have that type of, like, you know what I'm saying? I have that type of, like, mentality. You don't kill everybody, bro. It's just a moral thing. Plus, on top of that, like, you know, he could have a family. He just going through something. Like, I have a mentality like that. Like if you go to Skid Row, a bunch of niggas from Skid Row probably stole something out of somebody's crib. You don't just kill them off. I'm just saying. I don't know. So y'all tell me what y'all think about that, man. So yeah, my boy Hawk said, "Jaywalk, you're done." Yeah, facts. It's like, nigga, you stole a chocolate bar from the store. It's time to die. The jaywalk, it's time to die. My boy said, no problem with criminals dying, nigga. No, you can't have that mentality, bro. You can't have that mentality because you'll have the mentality to kill. Sometimes, like, I know people that's from the burbs, bro, and they carry firearms, and for some reason they have this, like, instinct to kill people. I'm like, bro, you in the burbs, G, chill out. Ain't nothing happening out here. Like, you're not even in the war. But they had a mindset to end another, like, they just have the greed, like, almost like it's a bad spirit on them. Like, I just hope if he dies, he dies. Yes, cool. But I'm not going to be consciously like, you know what I mean? You can't sleep with yourself. You can't just look yourself in the mirror like, dude, yeah, I did that. I know that sound tough and shit, but, you know, karma's real, G. Facts. Like, I think some people that did shit in their life, like I take care of old people and shit, right? Bro, the main ones that did bad shit in their past, bro, they all suffering. Most of them. They be in their, like, elderly years, yelling out in their sleep and all that shit. They can't sleep with themselves, bro. Their soul is eating at them, bro. It's just, they can't live with themselves. You know. All right, let's move to the next subject, man. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Appreciate the likes. I need those likes up right now. You hear me? Are you not entertained? Okay. I need them likes up right now. All right. And I need them subs up right now, too. Yeah. I need them likes and I need that sub. It's the SNN. This the Savage Night News, boy. It's your boy Angelo Savage. This is Savage Report. Let's keep going. It's your boy Savage. All right, and if you're in the state of Illinois, y'all need to understand the price just got higher. Facts. If you're in the state of Illinois, you need to understand the price just got a little bit higher on the tolls. They just raised our tolls not too long ago. I guarantee they just raised our tolls less than like a year ago. They doing it again, big dog, man. I might have to protest. Let's go.
Anyone who drives in the Chicago area likely jumps on one of the Illinois tollways at some point.
I try to avoid them, you know what I mean? But if I got to get somewhere and it's like 10 minutes quicker, I'll just take the toll.
But that toll could cost Shamari Dyson and thousands of drivers an extra 45 cents more if the Illinois Tollway Board gets its wish.
It's ridiculous. I'm constantly getting tolls, charged as refills.
Facts.
On my bank account when my iPass goes through. So I can imagine it's just going to happen more and more often.
Currently, tolls run as low as 30 cents and as high as $1.50 at various plazas. This proposed hike could place the average toll well over $1 every time.
These niggas lying already. Look, they said the cheapest is 30 cents. Is that with the iPass? Because there's a difference. They're not telling you. If you don't have an iPass, you pay double the amount of money. If you don't have one of them stickers or whatever that scans it, then when you go under, double the amount of money. And what do they mean? Are they lying? This is misinformation. Nigga, this is misinformation. Oh, wow. Okay, let's keep going.
Time drivers pass through an automatic toll plaza.
I like to know where my money's going, and the 294 has been under construction for the last 15 years, and that
Facts.
It's frustrating.
If approved, the hike would take place in the start of 2027, and the tollway says the hike is needed to handle the projected repairs for.
Now pause. They always lying about some shit. So you got I-90, right, running all the way down to Chicago. I-90 is where most people come from, like up north, like Schaumburg area. That's where the Bears would have been at right here. I-90. Toll's expensive as hell. Expensive as hell, bro. Super expensive, right? And it runs all the way to DeKalb. I didn't even know they had. Oh yeah, DeKalb got hella tolls. But right here is like, right here. Let me sorry, I'm pointing at it and not even showing y'all. Right here is like Schaumburg area right here, and all these there's tolls. Bro, there's a toll every like 5 miles, 10 miles, bro. Expensive as hell. And I guarantee you, because I used to drive through this motherfucker all the time. I drove from Schaumburg out to Aurora, whatever, right? And bro, they don't tell you the price on none of the tolls. All you do is you're going to get that thing in the mail, and them $2 tolls going to turn into a $20 fine on top of the $2 tolls, bro. I'm telling you, that's exactly what they're going to do to you. And it ain't got no price on none of the tolls. You don't know if you're going to pay the tolls until you get there, bro. They finna high price it again. They just high priced it. The Impressor just signed a new budget deal to high price it again. Like, bro, you just increased it to fund the CTA. Like, you using the tolls from the iPass for the CTA. And now you about to increase it again. This is their way of cutting the fat. Y'all got to understand, Illinois is corrupt. And then they take away, when COVID happened, they basically took away the things where you could put the money in. And when they did that, they took away all the prices on every toll. When you went under it, they took the prices from you. You don't see no price. I guarantee you. I put my life on it. You ain't going to find no price. The only one you're going to see a price on is when you get in Aurora on, what is that, Dale Road? When you get off in Aurora and Dale Road, bro, that's the only one that tells you the price when you get on. Other than that, and that price they just said, bro, fact. That is not a fact, bro. That's the lowest price that you'll find is $1.50. That's the lowest price, legit. It's like $2.50 now. I hate that they lie to us.
Road widening, bridge repair, and technology. It's all tied to a 15-year capital improvement program estimated at $26.5 billion. But the hike doesn't stop at 45 cents. The Tollway Board also wants an automatic inflation-based increase every 2 years. That will begin in 2029.
We pay our taxes, man. You know what I'm saying? So all that extra, it's nonsense.
If we're going to void and not take part in things like the World Cup and Soldier Field, that's going to bring tax revenue to the state, they shouldn't charge me for it.
Right now, it's just a proposal, but legally, the board must hold a dozen meetings in various counties to get the public's take. But drivers question if the public hearings really are about input.
I think they're just going to keep going through the motions.
Facts.
Until then, the cars will keep driving on the toll.
Pause. You see these tolls right here? Y'all see where my cursor at? Those used to be where people can sit there. They took them away. There's no price on none of that. See, if you zoom it in, they used to have the price under the toll right here. They took them away. As soon as they took the people away from the little sections, since 2000, I think 2000. Like once COVID happened, they took them away. And when they took them away, they removed the prices from them. You get what I'm saying? And you don't see them nowhere, bro. Literally. I don't even know why they got this dumbass shit here anyway. Just a waste of time. These are private roads, by the way. It's state of Illinois tollway, but these are private, and that's why they can't suspend your license anymore if you don't pay. Before they used to, when this first started, they used to suspend your license, G. They used to suspend your license if you didn't pay your tolls, and you wouldn't be able to drive your car, none, if you ran your tolls. Now they got sued because actually the Illinois tollway is privately funded, which means it's a private company that are getting this money. The state is just wanting to put some extra shit on that. Now, for those that don't understand, we were just taxed. Let me see. Illinois State recent toll increase. Yeah, we were just taxed not too long ago, bro, on this shit. And it's just preposterous how it just keeps going, bro. They just don't care. They're gonna keep taking money. They're punishing everybody because the Bears decide to lose. So they're like, okay, we're gonna make billions of that on there. No more than 8% a year increase. 8%, bro. What is y'all doing? Y'all just trying to finesse us at this point. Like, look, I'm telling you, and this was my prediction. I'm going to give you the prediction of the state of Illinois. Eventually, they're going to push all the people out of Illinois, just like they just did the Bears. Eventually, the White Sox are going to leave. And, White Sox has been winning this year, too. They've been on a good trail this year. They've been doing better than the Cubs this year. The White Sox are going to leave. And then after the White Sox leave, they're going to leave open their stadium. Their stadium's going to stay open, and they're going to have to go to a different state. I heard Indiana taking White Sox too, and I heard they looking for the Cubbies. Imagine all of Illinois' best teams are right across the border, 10 minutes across the border, in Indiana. That'd be crazy, all because you tax us out the wazoo. And remember, these taxes never go away. They'll never not get these taxes. That's like increasing property tax, bro. They'll never bring the property tax back down. It's either going to plateau or it's going to go up. It never goes down. Property tax rarely goes down, bro. They're taxing us on tolls that's been tolls this whole time. And you know what's so funny? The first time they taxed us on these tolls, it was to fund CTA. Yeah. In Chicago. And then after they did that, now they're saying they want some more. Like, y'all, how many times you're going to increase our taxes, bro? Like, and this really affects the suburbs. Let's be honest here. Let me go back to that picture. This affects the suburbs more than anybody. To the Ogden Avenue, that's out in Aurora. Well, Ogden takes you all the way to the city too, though. Come on. Now, this is just passenger. Like, y'all not talking about semi-trucks. Yeah. So when the semi-trucks got to pay more money too. They're going to put that into the consumer when the consumer goods are going through the state of Illinois. And a lot of trucks come through the state of Illinois. They're going to, the passenger truck, those are just passenger. We're not talking about ones that aren't passengers. We ain't talking about motorcycles. They got a different fee. We're not talking about semi-trucks. We ain't talking about anything that got more than 4 wheels. You know what I'm saying? Those are all different prices. They're just trying to give you the less of it. But I just don't like that they just try to finesse us and say that that's not the price. That is literally, they just finesse us on like telling, oh, don't be worried. It's just the most y'all pay is $1.50 anyway. That's not true. That's the least you pay. And that's with a toll. That's with the iPass. Let's see. Sorry. Yeah, this is criminal. Look, it ain't even tolls in Chicago, G. None of these tolls are in Chicago. This is all out on the outskirts of Chicago. It's still in Cook, but in the outskirts of Chicago, going off to Kane, DuPage. Like when y'all see the map, it's literally just this right here. This is pushing it all the way out to the next state. It's goofy, man. I'm telling you, it's goofy, man, behavior. If y'all want to, I would say eventually, this is my prediction. I'm going to give a prediction. I'm going to get off. I think eventually we're going to end up losing the state of Illinois. I think it's inevitable. Facts. Eventually, we're going to lose the state of Illinois financially. Everybody's going to leave. That's why I tell people a lot, do not invest into this state. Do not we have the highest property tax in the nation. Do not invest into this state. Their solution, while they're giving all the immigrants all of our money, and I hate to rant about this, while they're giving all the immigrants all the money, they're suffering with the citizens that's been here forever. Born and raised out here. Somebody come out here fresh, they get the link card, $15K on the link, G. Mama ain't never had the link for the $15K on that. What? Section 8, media approval. What? Niggas out here homeless, frozen. Every winter. Immigrants come across the border. Fresh hotels, Hiltons. Niggas living in the Drake. What? How? I want to be an immigrant. Fuck you saying? Like, how can I sign up, nigga? I'll leave and I'll come back. I want to be an immigrant too. Let me get a 15 on the link. 15K. That's like impossible numbers. I just don't understand it, man. It's like we are in a deficit. We give away money, and then you tax the people that don't want that to happen. We don't even get to say what happens to our money. Pritzker has come in our state, and then he runs and does these protests with Illinois, because what Pritzker does is he only represents the state of Illinois. Yes, this is Pritzker's working. This is nothing but Pritzker's working. He did all this. He proposed this in the new budget. He only represents Illinois. I mean, the city of Chicago, because the city of Chicago has majority of the electoral votes, and that's what all matters for the whole state. The state doesn't even matter for real. If Pritzker has Chicago and a little bit of DuPage, a little bit of DuPage, that's all he needs, bro. He can literally win the whole state just like that. That's how it works. Yes. Because the population is all in Chicago, and that's why we don't have gun rights in the state of Illinois no more. So it's like, damn, bro, can the suburbs get a little rights? Can the South get a little rights? You know what I'm saying? You don't care about nobody. Can Springfield get a little right? Y'all don't care about shit. Like if you go back, our whole state was red, except for Springfield and Chicago. Whole state red. Yet we're still paying more and more taxes. Like I said, they're going to tax us at the wazoo. And I'll tell you, think this about iPass too. When they charge you, you don't get charged for like 2-3 weeks. So when they charge your shit, they ain't done charging it. Like, you got to keep replenishing. That's why I stopped riding the highways and shit, the E-ways and shit, because of the fact every time I replenish it, it'll replenish again in like 2-3 days. And I'm like, what's going on with my money? Like, I just gave y'all money. What do you mean? And then I look and it's like, oh, some tolls from a month ago. I'm like, no way. Ain't no way. So if y'all want to be free, do not buy no property in the state of Illinois. Please, because the leadership here, they're out of control. They're out of control and they're uncontrollable, bro. You can't do nothing with them. You just got to kind of like be here for the moment and get up out of here, man. Don't stay here. Don't put your family here. You better off going to Indiana, bro, where you have less state. You don't have sales tax in Indiana. You can buy a car. You don't have to have no sales tax on it. You can have an open carry. You know what I'm saying? Shit just smooth out in Indiana compared to here. And all it takes is a busload of motherfuckers to run over there, and their society is going to be flourishing. And you're going to almost have to do the state tax. Like, if they just remove state income tax, boy, shoot, I'm going to Indiana. Facts. Anyway, it's your boy, Joe Savage. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section, man. Make sure y'all subscribe, man, and get them likes up for me. I appreciate the love. This is crazy. I'm just so passionate about my city, my state, because at the end of the day, bro, we're going to look up, and the whole state is going to be taken. It's going to be taken, and everybody's going to be like, oh, it was Pritzker's fault. Yeah, but Pritzker's not in office no more. Now the next person has to deal with this fraud, talking about giving false promises to the public. We're going to fight crime. You know how many governors said that, bro? You know how many mayors said that same wording? We're going to fight crime in the state of Illinois. Sir, the numbers has been as high as it always been. Person come in, hey, yeah, we gonna restrict the guns from everybody in the state. Criminals still got the guns, gun death still up. You acting like the criminals listen to the rules. But all the citizens, now we can't have certain guns. We can't protect ourselves. We can't have a certain mag capacity. Oh, we don't need that. Moms for guns. Gun rights. What? Ain't y'all the same ones calling a man when you're in trouble that has a gun? I want y'all to put this perception in your brain when you're voting in the state of Illinois. If you're listening, you're from the state of Illinois, you probably already understand this. If something violent happens to you, say someone's trying to kick in your door, you call the police, how many minutes you think it's going to take for them to get there? On average, it's going to take about 8 minutes to get there. The man's in your house doing whatever he needs to do. What you going to do? Fight him out with a Louisville? No. You're going to have to take what he's giving. Simple as that. When you could have defended your own house. See, I don't know what their objective. They're trying to disarm us. They're trying to tax us. You know what? This is what I was predicting. I'm going to get off of here. I'm talking too much. I think that they're trying to tax us enough where we cannot leave. Or we're stuck. And it will be so stressful to get us out. It's like a credit card, and the minimum balance is so high that you cannot pay anything more than the minimum balance on the card, and you stay inside of this residual debt forever or for a very long time. That's the state of Illinois. All right. Y'all tell me what you think about this in the comment section. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Don't forget to subscribe. It's the Savage Report. And this is SNN, the Savage Night News, man. It's your boy Savage, man. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Appreciate the love. Let's go. All right, let's read this. Angelo, Black Americans need super majority population to govern and control over the 8 states, southern regions, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee. Yes, but first, let's just stop these liberal cities from taking over. It should be at least a bipartisan in these liberal cities, not full control, because this is the reason why we have these super crazy pride parades, bro. Everybody like y'all taking over my whole birthday month. Like, this is my birthday month, G. How's it gay pride month? I thought it was man's mental health month. Like, I can't even focus on my mental health. Y'all focus on the wrong shit. Anyway, and then at the same time, it's Juneteenth. Like, damn, I can't celebrate. Black people can't celebrate shit. Men can't celebrate shit. Mental health people can't celebrate shit. The pride people loving it. I'm like, what's going on, bro? Like, and then they just out here, yeah, YMCA. Hey, they do their thing. They can do their shit, man. I'm just saying, like, can y'all get a day? How y'all gonna take the whole month? I thought this was Autism Month. I guess they don't care about them either. Shit. Black Americans need their own states. No. No. Let's not do that now. That's segregation, sir. Your whole name says Black American Homeland. He said Black Americans need their own state. No. I'm not going backwards. That's segregation, sir. I'm good. I like some white girls. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little couple white chicks. You know what I'm saying? I like me a Puerto Rican, a Boricua. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be just surrounded by niggas all day, G. I'm good. I'll pass. Send me where the whites are. Fuck is you saying? Okay. Trump Bunny said, I did see something in the news feed today about Trump lowering the cost of housing. Haven't looked into it yet. Well, I did a video about that earlier. It was basically the Supreme Court. What was it? A landmark house affording bill passed the Senate, and it also passed the House. Now it has to get to Trump's. Desk, and then I think it's gonna be official. Other than that, yeah, it's just they're not letting like the mainstream people buy homes like BlackRock and all them shit, like, or is it Blackstone? Whoever them niggas are, they're not letting them buy houses and stuff in bulk because it's taken away from typical Americans. That's why I said immigrants shouldn't be able to buy homes if they're not at least a citizen in the United States, because it takes away the opportunity from real Americans. Even if we're lazy, we should still have the opportunity to buy it over someone that is not a born person here, or at least a citizen minimum. Okan said in Dems. Yeah, facts. Them Democrats, them Democrat addicts. You know what's so funny? I be telling motherfuckers this and they get so angry. They're like, I'm not a liberal. That term is derogatory. Bro, that's how I know you're a liberal, nigga. You told me the term liberal is derogatory, G. You're liberal as hell. That's like a motherfucker saying you're conservative. I'm like, yeah, I don't like to spend too much money. I'm like, and I get offended. I'm not a conservative, I'm a Republican. Nigga, same thing. Trump Bunny said it just makes everyone run for the border, destroy their own IDs, and walk up the border patrol talking no habla inglés. Well, they're already doing that, man. So we need some structure in this country. I think we need, I think Trump tried to come in. This is my perception, bro. I think Trump tried to come in and set shit straight, and he said he said some shit straight. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel, and this is my opinion, we need more straightening. Yeah, I think we need to get more straight. I think that we're just a little too lucid on them. You know what I'm saying? I think we should tighten it up just a slight more. You know what I mean? Like really tighten shit up where it's like, yeah, y'all gonna get taxed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if the president was able to do what he wanted to do, this country would be a lot tighter. But you know, Supreme Court, federal judges and all that shit. This is the reason why America haven't progressed in like the last, I'll be honest, the most progression we've had is this AI shit. After that, bro, we haven't progressed like that because of this bipartisan bullshit we've been doing for years. Just no tit for tat, tit for that. You can do this, you can't do this. No, bro. We literally been wasting our time doing all that when we should just have structure. We should all agree that only we can buy our land, only we should not be taxed, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's like everything's done by committee or some dumb shit. I don't know. It's good and bad. The Dems also keep sponsoring emotional protests every day by diverting attention to the real issues. Yeah, bro, they literally are paying for protesters to be out there. Like when they did the No Kings protest, I'm like, this is a little awkward. Why? No one's at work. I feel like and nobody get the memo until today. Like, nah, y'all was paid to be here, brother. Brother, you were paid to be here. All right. Well, we got one more comment, then we're gonna go to the next one. Black American homestead, super majority at the most is 80%. 15 white. He said, wait, let me I gotta redo it now, my accent. Super majority at the most is 80% black, 15% white, 3% Hispanic, 2 Asian, and others. And the whites are 59% of the national population, but they have government control of all 50 states. Well, sir, you know why? Because everybody else ain't educated enough to kind of fight back. The white people have always been educated on this stuff. So they just keeping they shit alive. Like sometimes you can't blame the white people for doing what's right by them. You know what I'm saying? Who said it was supposed to be fair? You know, what's not fair is that the black people are not coming together as one, trying to overcome. You know what? Because like it's like us killing each other. Like, come on, we can simply not do that. We can simply hold ourselves to a different standard, and we can change a lot of shit. We can literally help each other get ahead like the Jewish people do. Jewish people, oh man, this person, you're going to do this, you're going to take control, you're going to rock this, and then we're going to help each other get bigger. Like, you don't see that in the black community. Only time we get together is funeral or shit, not no wedding, funeral or a block party, which is embarrassing. It's a damn shame. Anyway, it's your boy Angelo Savage. Make sure y'all subscribe. It's your boy Savage. It's the SNN Savage Night News. Let's get it busting. So we got one more video here. This is more of a longer one. So I seen this video come across my timeline, and I just had to reply to this. And I didn't know what to think about it, but I like Candace Owens. She's a conservative woman, but she has conservative values. And the way I like Candace, because the way she likes to articulate herself when it comes to the hoes. She was on one episode that you guys might want to check this out, a Fresh and Fit podcast. She was on Fresh and Fit, right? And she was kind of like, and she don't swear or nothing. She's not raising her voice. A real woman, you know what I'm saying? Not, you know. And she was just telling them the truth, and they just couldn't understand it. It's kind of like the girls that aren't whores. It doesn't register in their brain not to be a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. So let's play the video. Let's see what's going on. It's your boy Angelo Savage, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'll need them likes up. Get them likes up for me. I appreciate the love, man. Y'all been showing me big love in the chat. If y'all appreciate the stream, I need y'all to increase the likes. You hear me? If y'all appreciate the stream, I'm gonna need y'all to appreciate the likes. You hear me? And don't forget to subscribe now. I'm that boy. It's Angelo Savage. This is a daily stream now. This is a night news daily night news. We do this every night now. Every night. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Make sure you subscribe now. Let's get it busting. Let's go.
Restraints and debt doesn't make people feel more free.
So let's
I'm
eliminate the debt. Let's eliminate college debt. Maybe we should have free college here in the U.S. That sounds great.
So,
great idea, Candace. I love that idea. All right.
Okay.
Love it.
Hi, my name is Candace Owens. I am a podcaster, a mother, a wife, and also the author of the upcoming book, Make Him a Sandwich. And today I am being surrounded by 20 feminists. My first claim is that the sexual revolution has devalued women and made them infinitely less happy.
Facts. I ain't even up for debate.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Hi, I'm
What's your name?
Samaya.
Samaya, nice to meet you. I'm Candace.
Nice to meet you too. So my question for you is, statistics show that 60% of women who are murdered by their intimate partners, murdered by someone that they are in close relations with. That's according to the UN from 2023.
Yeah.
So how is it that, women are so valued, quote unquote, in the home, and yet that's the place where they're at the most danger?
Okay, so I'm not sure what that has to do with the sex.
I just want y'all to, I'm not going to say nothing. I just want y'all to understand how she just worded that. Let's keep going.
Sexual revolution.
Right, the sexual revolution. The sexual revolution gave.
I'm happy to
women-
answer it. I'm just saying that, if you broaden that statistic, you
Sure.
are more likely in general just to be murdered by somebody you know. So, of course.
But men are much less likely to be murdered by, their
That's
intimate
not
partners.
true.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm sure, because men are less likely to be murdered by women. Full stop. Yeah, exactly. So that statistic makes sense to me. I'm still not sure how this correlates to whether or not
The sexual revolution increased women's ability to leave the house, women's ability to control their own reproductive capabilities, women's ability to, control their own capacity within the workforce in regards to their own sexual capacity. So it is the very fact that the sexual revolution happened that made our access to the workplace much more, or just the public sphere in general, much more easy. So without the sexual revolution, women would be much more confined to the place where they're at the most danger. Isn't that true?
So you think that, just so I'm trying to understand your argument here, you think that if we didn't have the sexual revolution, less women or more women would be murdered? Are you saying that women are
more women would be murdered, for sure.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I disagree.
This motherfucker confused, Jay. What is going on with our youth? We need help. What's up with our youth? So she basically saying it's best that the sexual revolution is the reason why women weren't murdered as much, because they would have been in the crib with their man. Tell me how that makes sense, G. That don't even make sense. I'm gonna tell you this: when you're debating with an individual like this, bro, because I debate with people like this all the time. When you debate with people like this, bro, it kind of almost makes your brain hurt, because they're not making sense. And then you got to wonder why their brain isn't wired correctly. And then you got to answer the question, because even if Candace Owens answers this logically, which she will, she's going to revert it back to what she believes. It doesn't even matter. It's not going to go to her head. She's going to get the flag, and it's going to be a waste of time. You know how Jubilee be.
Agree with that. I still don't think it has anything to do with the claim that women are infinitely less happy because of the sexual revolution, which has devalued
I think you're
women.
probably less happy if you're being murdered.
Oh.
You won't be happy at all.
Anyone disagree?
Okay, yeah, I don't. Okay.
Can't be happy if you're dead.
So when
you can try and
okay. Well, what I'm just saying is that there is definitely a correlation between personal relationships and domestic violence. And just to be clear, if we're talking about just like a monogamous relationships, the most violent relationships that are on the books are between lesbian partners. Yes, when people are intimate,
that's not a true
that is actually true.
No, the statistic you're talking about is people who have faced domestic violence. Lesbians, yes, are more likely to have faced domestic violence, but that's because they typically came from relationships with men in which they were mistreated.
Lesbian relationships are the most violent relationships that we have on the books.
But we can move
Statistically,
on.
They can fact check that claim.
She literally, bro, okay, look. Oh my God. You know what she is? She is a man hater. She's a misandrist. She hates men. Maybe because she don't look that good and maybe men has been, or maybe just men dog her out. I don't know. But she doesn't like men. Candace Owens just gave her a stat. Statistically, women on women relationships have more domestic violence than men on women. Just like women on women relationship has the higher divorce rate of 75%. She's like, no, it's the man's fault why the women on women are beating each other. What? What do you have on men? Like, what is your problem here, ma'am?
Claim. The point being is that it's not exactly a stunning statistic to say that when people are in relationships, period, whether those relationships are homosexual, whether they're married,
you're
whether
saying
they're in
that
home.
the sexual
Let
revolution.
me finish. I've let you try to explain how this is correlated to happiness, and I don't think it does. I actually think you're having a different debate right now. But yes,
Literally.
absolutely, it makes perfect sense that you are more likely in general when you are in a relationship because people are driven by anger by people that they know, whether or not we're talking about boyfriend and girlfriend, girlfriend and girlfriend, a husband and a wife, a husband and a husband, or a wife and a wife. Yes, of course, the instances of domestic violence are going to take place when you're inside of a home. But the sexual revolution, encouraging women to give up their goods for free, which is what I'm speaking about, and encouraging men not to marry these women or to have long-term relationships, what I am saying is a direct contributor to their unhappiness because women are giving up their goods for free and women are now entering the workplace and that does not actually make them happy.
Okay, pause. Sorry, you've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Pause real quick. Do you feel like this show is a waste of time? Is it me or I just be feeling like she just explained and went detailed and there's so much just to be voted out and she has to just like, I'll be so angry that I just explained to her so much logic and then she been voted out, right? But whole time she was cutting me off. I'm like, lady, let me talk. Like, that's the thing when you're debating with people like this. They don't want to hear your opinion, so they just overtalk you and be like, nah, this ain't true, this ain't true. And then you seen Candace Owens, she just started like going rapid fire. She started speaking quick as a motherfucker. She rapping like Twista. And it still don't get to her head. It's sickening.
Hello.
Hi there.
How are you? I'm Candace.
Nice to meet you. Julian, my pronouns are they, them.
That's very nice.
So yeah, regarding to your claim, it's very interesting to think of it when we just think about the gender binary. It's, how do we place value on human beings in general? And so when we think about, placing value, that comes from a place of power, right? So I think let's select like the Victorian era. You have this dominant group of people coming from white supremacy, deciding who gets to have a proper status in the world. And so that is already like taking human beings and devaluing them. And so what the sexual revolution did was to help people seek out empowerment, which increased value, no matter the gender. So when it comes to sexual revolution, let's look at one contribution is sex education. I'm actually an educator. I teach sociology and LGBTQ studies. And
throw her away. Throw her away. I'm tired of the nonsense. They said her name is Julian. That's what I seen first, and I was like, you know what? I'm already mad. My pronouns are they, them. I didn't care. I don't care. First, you're a female. Your name is Julian. You got a fucking ponytail mohawk. Bro, I don't even want to talk to this person no more. This conversation's over. Don't even say nothing. Sociology and gender studies, LGBTQ stuff. Boy, move around, shorty. We don't want to hear none of that. Like at this point, if I'm Candace Owen, you don't want me there. If I'm roasting mother. Look, you don't want me there. Ain't no way in hell I'm debating with this individual. As soon as she says I have I'm socially delirious, I'm actually an educator. Is that so? That's unfortunate for the kids that you're educating, ma'am. I mean him or them. Like, girl, you look like a female that's just going through some mental crisis. This obviously question is for her. The sexual revolution has made you unhappy. You think you a man. You ain't even get it. You know what I'm saying? You think you a man. Ain't this something?
And I have absolutely seen the positive outcome with the sexual revolution and sex education and seen people empower themselves. And with that comes safety when it comes to decreasing STIs, abuse, rape, sexual assault. Again, people get to empower themselves of all genders. And I know earlier you mentioned about violence amongst lesbians and sapphic community, which I do identify within. And let's just, again, if we can use queer theory and take a step back, all genders can be subjected to violence.
That was the point I was making. So I wasn't sure of how her claim was relating to what we were talking about, whether or not it makes people happy or unhappy.
Right.
Relationships are obviously a ground where there can be violence. But just to ask you a question, I'm sorry, let me let you finish. You go first.
I guess I could just wrap it up by saying, like, if we all have access to like sex education through the incredible work of feminists through the sexual revolution, we are able to gain access to information and gain skills to create an equitable society, egalitarian within our relationships, whether it be platonic or romantic. I'm so grateful for those feminists who have fought for us so we can gain those spaces and create a healthier society.
Okay, are you a believer in the government doing everything that it can to make people happy?
So when it comes, as someone that teaches in the public sector, I understand the concern when it comes to like, what is a teacher, what kind of information they're providing to the students. I do believe that we, as a teacher, I should be able to give that sort of information. Again, I teach college students. One of my claims is I believe that we should mandate sex education amongst college students. So yes, I do want the state, I would like the government to give us those resources so we can implement that curriculum.
Okay, you consider yourself a feminist, I'm assuming?
Queer feminist. There's variations, right?
What is a queer feminist as opposed to a feminist, just so I understand?
Well, so I heavily believe in queer theory. So, the gender binary that we understand, it comes from colonization. So someone who is mixed race, family from Mexico, we have the Muxés in Mexico, which is an indigenous tribe. They believed in gender fluidity. And then you have European colonizers coming who dismantle that. And now everything that we understand when it comes to gender is a Western lens. So from a queer...
So you don't even think women exist, I'm guessing?
I think everyone should be empowered to figure out their identity and explore the language that best describes themselves.
We're screwed. Oh, man. We are screwed. Send the asteroids. Fuck is you saying? We are done as humans. Dude, if we even got 2% of people that think this way, we're in trouble. We're in trouble as a nation. There's a reason why the numbers are low. Really. Like, we've already diverted from the sexual revolution makes you less happy or not. She's talking about some other shit that she pretty much made up in her mind. The Western nation has turned her against everyone. Like, what? Queer theory? Are these new terms? I'm confused, yo. Like, I just never heard of this stuff before. It's like, I'm trying to understand. I'm a black man from Chicago. All I know is men, women. And now I'm getting introduced to this other stuff. And it's like, this is like top tier final boss level query. An inquiry. Like, this is different, bro. Like, come on. Like, let's continue.
So freedom. America, right? America, freedom. And I want to believe in that when it comes to identity. Everyone should have the freedom to decide how they want to identify, as long as they're not causing harm. But that's where we get into the debate, what is harm?
So just, again, to be clear, to go back to this claim, we are debating female happiness.
Mm-hmm.
You are saying you do not identify as a female.
I identify with all gender expressions, so from masculinity to femininity. So
I'm just saying, are you just saying that as a part of queer theory, you're debating whether or not women are happier after the sexual revolution? I'm just trying to understand, because it seems like you're debating queer theory as opposed to females.
I believe all genders benefit from the sexual revolution.
You've been voted out by the...
Look, you know, I can't do this, bro. Look, exactly what I just said. She went back to the question at hand. And I said, how did it get to queer theory where you're saying that women aren't women? So women aren't women in your brain. There's they decide what they are once they become able to think. I'm confused. And then Candace Owen logically brings it back to the question, because I'll be on TikTok and I'll be looking at their debates and stuff. And this is what they do. They go from the question at hand and they go branch off from way off the question. I'm like, bro, can we go back to the questions and we ask the question because y'all not back on it? That's what Candace Owens just did. She literally just went back and asked the question, and she just diverted it back again. And this is the reason I don't like this type of show. This is Jubilee. First off, it's unorganized. Let me just give you my opinions about this. They just debated for they got 30 minutes. 10 minutes was just wasted on the first lady. No point was being done. And it's all based on whoever can rush to the seat. And the person that can rush to the seat mostly ain't the one that's logically. They're just the biggest person or the fastest person, but they're not really the smartest one. The person on the other side of the room that's behind Candace don't have an opportunity to even get in the seat. So they're in the bad position. They should figure out a better way to get to that chair, like a buzzer, like a countdown. The first person press the buzzer, get the seat. Instead of them rushing, that's some liberal shit right there. Y'all playing magical chairs with the chair to talk to the guests. Ain't this some shit? And most of them don't even have the same opportunity, but it gives them the illusion of the same opportunity because you're all in a circle to capture the chair. Then they waste 10 minutes of explaining nothing but their own personal points other than the question. So Candace Owens did exactly what I thought she would do and revert back to the question at hand. How does the sexual revolution has devalued women and made them infinitely less happy? She's talking about women aren't women. That's why the sexual revolution has made women unhappy. They don't think they're women. We figured it out. They no longer believe they're women. That's the problem, bro. That's why they're not happy. That's how we have to decipher this now. It's like we're asking you how the sexual revolution not make you happy, and you're talking about women don't exist. This is colonization. What? Like, that literally answers your question. They do everything but answer the question. And like I said, look, she has 11 minutes left on the clock. They just wasted so much time by this stupid ass conversation. She's not even a good debater. She just wanted to. It's like she's going there just to let everybody know I'm queer, and then I represent the queer nation. Who gives a damn? No one cares. Like, just debate the question. Like, prove her wrong, because what it does is it make Candace Owens looks like a professional. It makes her look great, because in the eyes of everybody else, other than the confused individual, she's looking like, what happened? Like, bro, Candace Owens looking like shit, like the Matrix. She dodging bullets. And they just like, look how she looking now. They or them. He or she, nigga. Fuck is you saying?
The majority, please return to your seat.
I want the other girl. She's a good debater.
Very much like your name.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Can we start with the beginning? Do you identify as a female?
I identify as a woman, yeah.
Okay.
Right. So let's start off. So I do want to get back to your premise. You're saying that women have been devalued, right, by the sexual revolution. This kind of presumes two things. One, that there has been a loss of worth, right, for women. So you're saying that women have, as human beings, lost worth. Women who, prior to their sexual revolution, were worth more than women today.
I would say that, yes, women have devalued themselves by becoming overtly sexual. That's my claim. So, I mean, also according to and let's not remove this from the other part of the claim, which it has made women infinitely less happy.
Right. So are you saying, but you're saying that according to you, women have been devalued?
Not according to me. according to the time in which people are getting married, how difficult it is for people to find a partner that's willing to commit to them. And I think that's in large part due to the fact that women are offering sex for free, because it was a major component of the sexual revolution was this idea.
So a woman's worth is tied to her sexuality.
It's not tied to, well, absolutely. If you're going to be having multiple partners, you are going to be devaluing yourself.
You're worth less as a human being.
Not as a human being, just, in terms of trying to have a partnership and a productive relationship. Certainly men are not going to be clamoring to have a relationship with somebody when there's the market is throwing them.
That's common sense.
A man's response to your actions is what defines your worth, right?
Yeah, well, I would say that I would argue that what makes women actually happy is family. So if you're interrupting, just to connect the dots for you, when women are having sex with multiple partners, it devalues them for men, right?
For men. So,
yes. So
men define a woman's worth.
Well, I would say both of them kind of define one another's worth, because I think the ultimate goal for people to be happy is actually family.
Okay, so you're saying in all cases, a woman is going to be more fulfilled in regards to family.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And this is going to work in all cases. So you're saying there's no individual case in which a woman can feel, fulfilled without being tied to other people in the case of family.
I think there could be an exceptional case for everything. I think there are exceptional cases, but I think that if we all start trying to be the exception as opposed to recognizing the rule, which is that people in life are more fulfilled when they achieve a family unit and when they have children, women in particular, especially aspiring to children, then you are going to end up with a bunch of people who are unhappy because your job cannot replace the feeling of having a family.
So what you're saying is we need to look at every individual case and see what is going to fulfill you, or what is going to, I guess, essentially predict your happiness more. Because if we look at, for example, the Nordic countries, right? These are countries, I'm talking about like Sweden, Denmark, right? These countries tend to be I think in the past 14 years, they've been ranked as the highest in happiness and marital satisfaction from women, right? And we see that they also have been the most open in regards to sexual norms and sexual roles, right? So, and we also see that there's less rates of STDs reported. We see more, and that's also due to comprehensive sex education that's pushed in those countries. So we see that and that's a direct result of the sexual
land the plane.
Right, so when we're seeing that direct reports of happiness, right, we don't have these same rates in America. In these countries that are more sexually open, why would we see those rates in those type of countries?
So I think you might be referring to this sort of mass-produced study that was a part of a behavioral science study, which said that women were the happiest women in the world were women that were actually unmarried and had careers. No. Okay. Well,
I'm talking about reported happiness.
Okay, sure. I'm talking about the same thing. It was reported happiness, but it could be there's tons of studies. The point being is that in 2023, there was this massive scandal where they recognize that a lot of these studies that were being produced, behavioral science, was proven to be a complete fraud. And they were unable to reproduce these studies, and they also found that the data had been faked. The data that we can look at that I think shows, and you can let me know if you agree with this, if women, and under the imagination of the feminist umbrella, were really unhappy when they were in the home, and then entering the workforce has made women happier and infinitely feeling more secure about themselves, we could, I think, reasonably expect that there would have been a decrease in suicide rates amongst women.
You would have to go ahead and show how that correlation, right, is going to be a direct cause of women going into the workforce.
Okay, well, how can we measure? Then you have to give me a way that we can measure happiness. How can we measure happiness? So I would say suicide rates would be a good thing to look at. Drug, alcohol consumption would be a good thing to look at.
Of course, right? But we would have to. I can say at this point in society, I don't think everyone is happy. I think there's a lot of things that we need to reconcile in society.
That's what I'm getting at.
Right,
so
but we have to look at the cause, right? Why are these things predicted, right? And for example, if we talk about men, there are a lot of things we can look at, right? That tend to predetermine suicide, right? But we can't say, oh, these two things are happening at the same time. This caused this other thing.
Yes, that's right. But I do think that we can objectively say that women who are committing suicide rates more than they were in the 1950s, it has actually increased marginally. That's not a sign that us entering the workforce suddenly made us
How
all
is
very
it
happy.
A cause of the workforce?
We're also binge drinking at a higher rate.
How's this cause of
opioids at a higher rate?
How is this the cause of entering the workforce?
Because I think women are being put on a pathway aspirationally.
But you're going to have to. You're saying you think this, right? But where's the cause? You're not.
Let me say this. I think she's a rebuttalist, right? So she's going to rebuttal everything that she's being asked. Now, I would rather say this. She's not understanding the causation. The sexual revolution, due to the fact that they're opening themselves up. Me personally, what I believe is the more sexual partners that a woman has, the more impression she's getting, which means the less compatible the next man becomes. So the more sexual partners she has, the less partners she is compatible with because of her experience she's been impressioned on, right? So now she, unlike men, are comparing her partners to her great man. So she wants the guy with the great stick. He got to be fit. He got to be tall. The guys don't really care about that. He can have just a beautiful girl. She can have a bad attitude. Her shit can stink. You know what I'm saying? She just need one of many. But now, since she's been impressioned on, she's going to consistently, it's like being self-destructive until you try to find the right mate. And that right mate will never come because you've been impressioned on so many times. Does that make sense? Yeah, what's going on? Oh. Wow. So they suspended my shit. They suspended my shit. Wow, YouTube. Y'all wild boys, man. We're going to keep it going, man. I guess they said the stream is suspended, big dog. Ain't that something? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to keep it going.
You're not, substantiating the claim.
For recording's sake, we got to keep it going. I guess they suspended the stream.
You're saying, this is what I think. I'm seeing two.
Okay, pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thank you so much.
Great job. Great job. Hello.
Hi, I'm Nikki.
Nice to meet you.
So when we're talking about the value of women on a societal scale and how we view each other, right? When you're devaluing us, you're objectifying us. And follow me, I promise. But rape rates have gone down by about half in the last 20 years, right? So if you're saying we're less valuable now, why wouldn't we be suffering at a higher rate?
So is the argument that you're making, just so I understand, that because women are giving up sex
Pause.
for free?
For those in the chat, appreciate the love, man. YouTube just tried to stop a brother. You hear me? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. They did it again. They did it again. I'm going to just keep it going, man. Make sure y'all subscribe.
They're not being raped?
Every study shows rape is not correlated with just sexual gratification. It is a power structure.
Okay.
So it is about objectifying and abusing women when you rape them, not about whether or not you want sex. What I am saying is that women are less objectified, so therefore we are being raped less.
Okay, so you think that in today's society, because this is pretty wild for me. In the 1950s, you're saying women were more objectified than today in the land of OnlyFans, the Kardashian clan, and women that are essentially putting up their boobs and butts for free on Instagram. You're saying we finally have achieved less objectification, where women can't even get onto an advertising. You can't even advertise a bag without them having to be naked in order for them to get a career as a model. You're saying, oh great, we've achieved actually less objectification.
So I'm not trying to suggest that I think that the over-commodification of women's bodies is positive. But what I am saying is that when you're going to the 1950s, that we shouldn't put this glazed look of, oh, it was so happy, we had single income households and we got to stay home. We also had a pill popping problem. We also were viewed as maids. Like, we were seen as a house appliance far more than we were as people. And so when you have that kind of objectification where you are in a subservient position, I think we're facing a different form today. But I think that rape is a signifier of a contradiction to your statement.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It doesn't make sense, but I do want to rebut it on a couple of points. So first, I just want to say, suggesting that objectification has